invite right. Here we go. What's up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to Richie Bride and our live stream today. I'm your host, Richie Rich,
and
sorry,
Chang.
my bad. Yeah. All right. So before we get into it, I'm going to apologize in advance. Can you please turn all of your sounds down on your phone? Thank you. I'm going to apologize in advance, and I'm going to tell you guys that this is a topic. These topics are some topics that I'm extremely passionate about. So before we get into it, Ching, go ahead and do your thing with the intros.
Yes, so today's live stream, again, we're going to talk about, can you get in jail just for arguing?
Can you get put in jail?
Yeah, can you get put in jail just for arguing with your Filipino girlfriend? And he is calling BS. I don't want to say that entirely.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so everybody, you may drop in your comments later and chime in with the conversation. But before that, Slick Rick is already prompt in giving us the reminder to call in. This is a call-in live stream, 415-490-8030. Call us and give us your take. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Be respectful in this chat because we always are, and super chats will be very much welcome.
Ching said you may call in. I'm asking you to call in and give us your take on this topic. I'm asking you as men and women. And women, and especially if we know that we have some Filipinos in our audience and that come on to our live stream, I'm asking you to give us your take. Come in and give us your take, comment, or call in. Even better, call in and give us your take. We would love to hear what you have to say. Again, I'm going to apologize in advance, and hopefully, and I'm going to do my best to control all my emotions. But this is a topic that I'm extremely passionate about and have been for years and years throughout my law career. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the point so what we're talking about is the video. In our last live stream, we talked about the Filipino P video where the guy's friend. It wasn't the guy. I think there's a lot of misinformation first and foremost, where the guy's friend was put in jail, and he'd been in jail for 3 years because he argued with his Filipina. And first and foremost, I think that is misinformation. Again, keep in mind, we're getting secondhand. We're getting a secondhand story. We're not getting the story from the guy who's in jail. You're getting the story from his friend who observed or who heard from the guy. So who knows how much of the story he got correct. I want to say before I go into this anymore, I'm not calling BS on Filipino P. So I don't want anybody saying, "Oh, Richie Rich said your video is BS." It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not calling BS on dude. What's the name of his channel?
Philippine. I can't remember. Hold on, I'll pull it back up.
I'm not calling BS on him. I'm just saying maybe some of the facts got distorted.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Before we get into it any further, let's go ahead and shout out the people that are up in here. Obi-Wan, what's going on with you, bruh? Derek Greenway, what's happening? Right? Morris is in the house. Tiger Ronnie's in the house. Slick Rick, we know, is in the house. Who else? James Witherspoon is in the house. What's going on, Spoon? And let's see. Mr. Ray is also in the house. Them Buttermilk Biscuits is in the house.
The name of the channel is Philippines Life.
Philippines Life is the name of the channel. And I'm actually going to put a link in the description if you want to watch. I took excerpts just from what the attorney said in Filipinos P's video. If you want to watch that, because I think that's the most important thing that people need to watch. I think people were aghast about the story and they're, oh my God, I can't believe this. But I think a lot of people were so crazed about the story and so enraged about the story that they didn't pay attention to the facts and what the attorney was saying about the video and about the story. And I think that's the most important thing.
Yes, I agree. So you think that this is more, if you're just watching the first part of the video, if we're going to use legal terms, it's more on hearsay. Your Honor.
It's a lot of hearsay. It's
Uh-huh.
a lot of hearsay, and again, I'm not saying that he's full of junk.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying that maybe some of his information was a little distorted or a little incorrect.
Yeah.
We'll
Or
say
inaccurate.
inaccurate. Correct.
Yeah.
So go ahead. What do you want to say?
So also just uh piggybacking on what you said earlier. So it didn't come directly from the person who got in trouble. So it's not first-hand information. So, it's like here in the Philippines, it's like
Mhm.
chismis. So once the message is relayed to another person, they kind of tweak the message. It's like pass the
They do it to make, and the story sounds better,
yeah.
and then it sounds better, and then
Mhm.
it sounds better. But I just care about the real deal. I just
Mhm.
care about the real deal. And so there's just some stuff.
Mhm.
There's some stuff I took from what the attorney said.
Mhm.
And first and foremost, the guy would the guy said originally that he was being charged with assault, with sexual assault, but and he wasn't in jail. They said that charges of sexual assault were dropped, and that he was actually being charged with verbal violence.
Okay.
Now, that's important. That's important. And then the guy also said, well, why didn't you bail out? And he said, well, the reason I didn't bail out is because then it would seem like I really did it.
Mm.
But I'm calling BS on that. I'm
Mm.
calling BS on that because number one, it is bailable. He it is a bailable offense, and he could have bailed. He could have, if he had the money, he could have bailed out on it. But the point is, though, the point is the only way that he could actually go to jail, even go to jail on such a charge, they have to have a lot of evidence. You can't just go to jail. She can't just accuse you of this and the cops come and take you and put you in jail. Not even here in the Philippines.
Mm.
Yes, I understand. We don't have the same rights here in the Philippines that we have in the US or in other countries, but they can't just come and take you to jail just because she said you did this, right?
Mhm.
Now, there are some caveats to that for sure.
Mhm.
And let's talk about the caveats first. So men, I hope everybody really pays attention to this. Really pays attention to this. If you are dating a Filipina, if you're with a Filipina who's emotional, who can't control her emotions, I really want you to think about what you are doing and how you could be putting yourself in jeopardy or at risk. If all she has to, she can scratch herself and say you did it, and that would be abuse. She can hurt herself in any way and say it was your fault. She can say a lot of things. She can have her story corroborated with other people, but even still, there has to be evidence like a CCTV camera
Mhm.
or something like that. But understand that there's a lot of ways that you can get yourself in trouble dating the wrong Filipino who's too emotional, can't control her emotions, and gets angry with you and calls the police or calls the barangay authorities and has them come to your house. It can really damage your reputation. You can end up getting deported. A lot of bad stuff can happen to you. And this is why we talk about vetting carefully. Sure.
Just adding to what you said, like scratching herself. So
Mhm.
I've seen, and I know women who do that on purpose.
Mhm.
Like what she did, she what do you call that? Hit her head on the wall and
Mhm.
make it appear that the guy is hitting her head, hitting her
That
head,
he hit her
that
head.
he hit her head on the
Mhm.
wall. And then she's like hysterical and shouting. And then the barangay went inside the home and then
Exactly.
investigated, but only to find out that she's just making it up, because you won't be put to jail again without proper investigation or evidence. Of course, there should be like what Filipina P and the lawyer said, there should be a pattern of
There
behavior.
has to be a pattern
So
of behavior.
so you can't be like in jail for a one time incident. So if that happens so often, like for example,
Sorry, I
uh,
have to stop you and correct you. You
okay,
can go to jail for a
yeah,
one-time
for
incident.
one time,
You can.
especially when it's
Yeah.
physical or
Yes.
something like that. But if it's non-verb or if it's verbal, so it has to be like a pattern.
There's an ongoing pattern. Ching and I both did some research separately. Ching, I want you to talk about your research
Yeah.
and talk about what you learned, and then,
Mhm.
but I'm going to stop you intermittently
Yes.
throughout what throughout
Mhm.
your what you're talking about, and talk about some of the stuff. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I put up a list of the possible circumstances where arguing can possibly lead to jail or
Mhm.
legal trouble, not because of the argument itself,
Mhm.
but how it happens or what is said or done
Mhm.
during the argument. So the first argument, so again, especially important to foreign men to understand
Let's
Philippine
slow down
laws.
just a little bit, please,
All right.
so we can make so everybody gets the point.
Okay. So the first one is verbal abuse or intimidation.
So when we talk about verbal abuse or intimidation, it could be financially. I'm going to take all the money and I'm going to leave, or it could be him calling you names all the time.
Mhm.
Or sorry, it could be you calling her names all the time. It could be
Mhm.
you threatening her. It
Mhm.
could be intimidation. Could be financial intimidation. It could be you intimidating her. It could be you throwing dishes or throwing something or breaking something. You don't just have, it doesn't require you to put hands on her. Okay, go ahead.
So it is under RA 1962 or the Violence Against Women and Children law. So yelling, threatening, cursing, just like what he said,
Mhm.
calling her degrading names.
Right, calling her names, cursing at her, right? Cursing
Mhm.
at her. And especially, guys, let me just stop real quick.
Mhm.
Don't ever do any of these things in public. Don't do them at all. But if you do it in public, you are asking for a lot of trouble. Any of
Mhm.
these things, it is not just putting hands on her, it's just even how you talk to her in public. If you talk to her the wrong way and people misinterpret it or she doesn't like it, you can cause yourself a lot of problems. Don't ever do any of this kind of stuff in public, gentlemen. Don't do
Mhm.
it in private either. I'm not saying do it in private. I'm saying don't ever do it in public because
Mhm.
it is likely going to cause you a lot of problems.
Mhm.
Continue, please.
Yeah. So before I continue, again, I just read some comment here from Mr. Ray. So this was all secondhand information.
Exactly.
Sorry, y'all, I've been out of the loop. Yes, it
Exactly.
is secondhand information. And to be honest, a lot of people who watched the video thought that the guy who's narrating is the
Is the
one
guy?
who,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. And this is why I didn't want to comment on the video last
last
week
week.
because I hadn't seen the video and I didn't want to just accept everybody's kind of take on what was going on or what happened without seeing it myself.
Yeah.
And the first thing I ascertained is that it was secondhand. He's telling somebody else's story
Story.
or his version of somebody else's story.
So continuing, so any form of psychological abuse that causes her mental or emotional suffering.
Exactly.
Saying things like "I'll leave you," "I'll take the money with me" can be
Mhm.
taken as emotional manipulation.
Exactly. So, gentlemen, if you're gonna leave her, if you're gonna tell her you're gonna leave her, if that's how you feel, leave her. Just leave her. You don't have to make an announcement so she can so it can be constituted as abuse. Just leave. Take your shit. Go somewhere, or you know what? Even if she's in your house, just you leave your house. Take your passport with you, but you leave your house. You take your valuables. You leave until she's gone. You come back and then leave or change the locks or don't let her back in or don't see her again. But you leave. Don't threaten. Don't threaten in any way, shape, or form.
So continue.
Yeah. Obi-Wan said, if you're constantly arguing, you should break up and leave. Obi-Wan, I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
Okay. So next is
Hold on a second. I want to read some of the comments
okay.
that are regarding. Big Boss said, just be cool and calm no matter what the situation. Take any actions in a calm and measured manner. I strongly suggest, Big Boss, I totally agree. I strongly suggest just leaving, just walking away. Even if you're in your own house, leave. Just walk away leave the situation. Eventually, she'll cool down, you'll cool down, she'll leave, and you can come back home and call it good. You can lock her out. You never have to let her in again.
Okay. So adding to that,
Mhm.
just being cool and calm. I think um you really need to take a breather, especially when you're both heated up. I mean, you there are things that you
Get
may,
away from her.
yeah, get away from each
Get away,
other.
no, get away from her. I'm talking to the men.
Okay.
Get away from her. She's going. We all understand that women can be very emotional. They don't. A lot of times they don't use any kind of foresight, and when it comes to their emotions, and they just react based on their feelings. Get away from her. She's going to cause you a lot of problems and a lot of pain if you don't get away from that woman.
Okay. Next.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next is throwing things or damaging property.
Don't do it.
So breaking her phone. So,
breaking anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Throwing things, throwing her things, throwing plates, smashing anything during an argument. Even if you don't touch her, it can be seen as intimidation or emotional abuse.
Even if you don't touch her.
Mm-hmm.
That it's so important to understand that. You don't have to touch her for it to be emotional abuse or abuse. Throwing something, breaking something, yelling, screaming, shouting, cussing, calling her names, all of that is literally, it's illegal. It ain't like the US. It's not like our country where you can have an argument. It's illegal here. It's illegal. The laws are designed to protect the Filipinos. Understand that and know that. Don't do it. Don't get caught up in any kind of situation like that where you're going to end up deported or in jail, detained, or anything like that because she said it or your neighbors saw something or whatever. Just get away from her.
Okay. Continue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next is touching, grabbing, or blocking her path, even without hitting.
Okay. Well, again, I'm going to stop you. Even if you block her path, it's intimidation. You can be arrested for these are illegal. These are things that you can be incarcerated or detained for. You don't have to put hands on her to be detained.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
I think do you think that this, like blocking her path, would assume that this law was made because each man is as always assumed that he's stronger than a woman, so he can easily just block the way? And
I would guess so, but I don't know why. What I do know is that if she's trying to leave, let her leave. And I strongly suggest that if she doesn't want to leave, you leave. You just leave. Get out of the situation. Just get out of the situation. Anything that's going to make you raise your voice or shout or scream, you need to get away from her. Nothing good is going to come from you doing it at home or in public when you're shouting or screaming at a local woman here. Nothing good is going to come out of it. You're only going to cause yourself a lot of problems. Roderick, I saw this on Peace Channel. That's exactly why we're talking about this, Roderick. Is because some people mentioned in the last video,
yes,
and I hadn't seen P's video yet. And I wanted to address it because I think a lot of what the guy said, again, I want to say I'm not calling BS on what he said. I just think some of the facts got skewed. That's all I'm saying. So he said he's just in jail because of an argument. That's not why. You can't just go to jail because of an argument. There's a pattern or what he said in the argument. It's the context of the argument. Were there threats? Were there threats of violence? Was there intimidation? There's more to it than just that.
So I know that the laws here in the Philippines are not really strictly enforced a lot of the time, but you can't just be put in jail just because of hearsay. You'll be what do you call that? Invited for further investigation, just like anything else. But of course, there has to be supporting evidence to back up the claim.
That is correct.
So
the point I'm just trying to drill home, and I'm sorry it's ad nauseum, but again, this is something I'm really passionate about. The point is, if you get in a situation like that here, it is best for you to leave the situation. You do not have to put hands on her to be detained. It could be the context of the conversation. You might call her some names. She might call you names. But remember, when she tells the story, she ain't going to talk about all the stuff she did. She's going to talk about what you did. You call her names, other people heard it, or it's on film or on a camera or something like that. That's trouble. That's trouble. Any evidence, any patterns, any kind of intimidation, any kind of anything can cause you problems. You don't have to just put hands on her to end up getting detained.
Another thing is that grabbing her arm to make her listen. So this can be considered physical or psychological abuse.
Absolutely.
Okay. So move on.
Let's
All
go ahead
right.
and move on.
So the next thing is threatening her with deportation, visa, or money withdrawal. So if she depends on you financially, and you use that as a weapon during argument, like for
Which should never
example,
be done.
you'll leave her broke, can be considered economic abuse.
Just leave her broke.
Mhm.
Just leave her. If she depends on you and you're ready to leave her, leave her. And if she's broke, she's broke. But you don't have to verbally say it to where it's part of the conversation and it's viewed as intimidation. Spoon said, before I let anything come against my peace, I'll be by myself. And that's how it should be, Spoon. That's exactly how it should be. Big Boss said, study the principles of stoicism, and it will guide you during stressful situations. Learning to be stoic when other people around you are emotional, right? And I definitely recommend that as well. Um, I definitely recommend that as well. But I'm recommending here in the Philippines, leave the situation. Leave the situation because you can only stay stoic for so long. And if you're with somebody who you've been with for a long time, we all know she knows how to push your buttons. She knows how to. And a lot of times those women are trying to get a rise out of you. They're trying to make you emotional too. And she will keep pushing and pushing until she pushes your buttons. Leave the situation here. You don't have to put hands on her for you to be detained over here. And remember, it's her story against yours. Her story is going to win 100% of the time.
Yes. Okay. Ish G, thank you for joining our live stream. Yes, in
What's
the
up,
USA, it's called false imprisonment. I mean, it happens a lot of times, but it still needs to be investigated and backed up with documents.
Right, but you could be detained in the meantime, and nobody wants to be detained because you could end up still being considered an undesirable and end up getting deported.
Yeah, and also you take consideration that trials here in the Philippines takes a really long time. So it will, you'll be detained for a certain amount of time, and then what's that?
You do not have the right to a speedy trial here in the Philippines. There is not the same due process here in the Philippines that we have in the United States. So understand that you could be detained for a long period of time before you're even arraigned, before you can even enter a plea, right? So just avoid the situation. Just James Witherspoon said, "Run, Forrest." Slick Rick said, do a reverse tempo. That's something she'll understand, right? Spoon said, run, Forrest, run. And I agree with all of these, right? Don't threaten. Just leave. Just leave the situation. Don't get caught up in a situation like that. And that's the key point in my estimation. Leave the situation so no one can put anything on you, right? She can say you did anything, you said anything. Just leave the situation, and that's it. Okay. Tiger said, if you don't argue and leave, they will always try and come back. They probably will, but at least at least everything is calmed down in that moment.
Then you can talk about what happened.
Exactly.
So Obi-Wan said, that guy must have been recorded. So I think some, how do you call that? Is that manipulation?
No, it's not.
So for example, you purposely make him angry.
You bait him. Okay, in that situation, it could be considered manipulation. You bait him to get him angry up, and you record him when he's riled up, and then he's saying some stuff that because he's upset and pissed off, and then you record it and you take it to the police or to the to the barangay authorities, and now you have the ammunition you need. Even still, you still need to show a pattern of it. But look, I mean, you can do that X amount of times and there will be a pattern. So just the best thing you can do is leave. If you're in your own house, get your passport, get anything valuable you have, and just leave. That's it. Just leave. Okay. All right.
So if it, moving away from the topic, like just slightly away from the topic.
Yeah.
So
if you move away from
if you are a foreign man and you think you have anger management issues that you need to address, don't come here, because that's part of your mental preparation before coming here into the Philippines. So I think you need to address your current mental situation, because you don't want to be in a relationship
It's a
with
good point.
a Filipina if you're both, if she's emotional and you are not mentally, that's considered mental and emotional.
If you have some anger management issues that you need to deal with, coming here will probably not be a good idea, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of very emotional Filipinas here. Very emotional Filipinas here. And I even the nicest, sweetest, calmest Filipina can cause you problems.
Sorry.
Okay. So, all right. Exactly. Mr. Ray said, next man up, just like we're hooping, right? You just
What
leave
does it
and
mean?
keep it pushing. It means you get rid of her and you find someone else. That's what it means, right? Right, Living Our Lives is in the house. What's going on, Living Our Lives?
Hello.
Terminator. We're just going to shorten that and call it Terminator.
Oh, that's a long.
Cybernetic organs. Yeah.
Let's read it one time and then we'll call him.
We're just going to call it. We're
Okay.
going to call him
All
Terminator.
right.
He said, dating a Filipina here in the Philippines is risky for foreigners. She has the home court advantage. You're absolutely right, Terminator. Men outside the Philippines looking for a Filipina better be very cautious or just stay single. Man, you ain't never lying, bro.
Yeah, but just to point out that it's only not the foreigners who get in trouble here, but there are also a lot of
we're not
Filipino
worried
men.
about the Filipinos who get in trouble. We're worried about the foreigners, because this group is foreign men.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's what we're talking about, and that's what we're focusing on today.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, vet carefully, choose wisely. Even the nicest, kindest, sweetest, funniest Filipina can cause you some problems, can cause you a lot of problems. I often hear people say, Rich, put a ring on her finger. What are you doing? What are you waiting for? I can't believe you're not married yet. Don't take for granted that you just watch 15 minutes or 20 minutes of a video and you know anybody's situation. Let's keep it going.
Okay, number 5, embarrassing or recording her without consent.
Yeah,
So-
sorry, I'm going to keep interrupting you throughout this because I need to make points. Don't record any situation surreptitiously, which means without her consent. Don't do it. Even if you have a recording, it's not going to be admissible, and it's illegal here. It is absolutely illegal. Don't record anything, whether it's by video or audio. Don't record any conversations without her consent. Just don't do it, okay? So again, she has home court advantage because you can't even use that for proof. She has all the advantages, gentlemen. Choose wisely. Choose wisely.
Yeah, and that is under the Data Privacy Act of 2000.
Excellent.
All right,
Let's
so
continue.
posting a video of the argument or shaming her online, recording her voice without her knowing during an argument. This may violate the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012.
Right. So yesterday I was actually watching a video, and I can't remember somebody's channel. This girl, a Filipina, she actually had a baby by a foreign guy. Her and the foreign guy broke up. She said he cheated on her a couple times or whatever, and now they got a baby. But she spent 34 minutes putting him on blast on YouTube. 34 minutes putting him on blast, right? He has no rebuttal. He can't say anything but even if it was all lies. I mean, just it might have been the truth, who knows? But even if it wasn't, he cannot say anything. He can't rebut that because it's illegal. Because it's illegal. She has every advantage, gentlemen. Every advantage. Choose wisely. Vet carefully. Let's continue.
Okay, so what if it's CCTV that you have in your home? Can you still use that against her?
Absolutely, because she knows she's being recorded.
Mm-hmm. So I think that could be one of the evidences that you can use.
Absolutely. Living Our Lives said, I love this situation. Call me petty, but these dudes come here solely looking for desperate women to control and then act surprised when the woman has enough. Their country, their laws. Absolutely. Know that and understand that. And I'm not just putting this on Filipinos because there's some foreigners. I think there's a lot of foreigners here that they use money to control the relationship and manipulate the relationship. And I think and then they're surprised when everything goes south. And that's on them. But I'm talking about the dudes, the normal dudes who get involved with the Filipino that they think is a nice Filipino. She seems like nice and sweet and docile and all that stuff, but she loses control temporarily. She can't control her emotions. She does some stuff or says some stuff and gets you all riled up. You have to leave that situation because hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And you don't know what she's going to do. You don't know what she's capable of doing. In fact, we do know what she's capable of doing. The question is whether she'll do it or not.
Yeah, I think it also comes with her character.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm. But we're not always sure about character until character is revealed. Okay, let's continue. What else? What else, Ching?
Okay, so arguing in public and causing a scene if neighbors or barangay officials are called, they side with her.
They're going to side with her. They're not going to side with the foreign guy. They're going to side with her.
So you might get detained for disturbing the peace, unjust vexation, or public scandal.
Exactly, unjust vexation. And by the way, that was one of the charges on Vitali is unjust vexation, disturbing the peace, and unjust vexation. So everything is against you, fellas. Everything is against you. Does this mean you shouldn't date Filipinas? No, it doesn't. It just means you have to be very careful as to who you date. And even the one you do choose, she might be sweet, she might be nice, but she can get emotional too. She can get very emotional. And if or when she does, you need to leave that situation, at least temporarily. Doesn't have to be permanently. You can decide that on your own, but you need to leave that situation immediately. And don't get caught up because someone else, it might not even be her, someone else could be recording your situation and say something. So get out of the situation, leave it immediately. Don't get caught arguing, especially in public, yelling, screaming, calling names. Don't do it. You will be detained for those kind of things. They are hypersensitive over here right now about how foreigners treat the local people. Don't get caught in those situations. Okay. Obi-Wan said, if you're respectful, you should be good. I was with the Filipino for almost 10 years and we didn't argue, right? Obi-Wan, that's amazing. That's amazing to me that you could be with anybody for 10 months and not argue or not have disagreements. But that's awesome. But I think that probably isn't the norm. I would say that's probably not the norm. People are going to have their disagreements, but it's how you handle the situation. Okay. Slick Rick said, Slick Rick, here's the number. Thanks for posting that, Slick Rick. Call in. This is definitely a call-in live stream. I'm sure some of you fellas must have a lot to say on this topic, right? I chose this topic for a reason. I'm passionate about it. I'm sure a lot of you guys are passionate about the same thing with a Filipino or somebody at home, right? So, all right. So Obi-Wan said again, I would never deal with a hostile relationship. You need to get out of that relationship. You need to make choices really quick so that you don't jeopardize yourself and all that you've accomplished, all that you've achieved, because somebody can't control their emotions and they get you riled up to a point to where you lose control of your emotions, even for a hot, and now it's going to cost you. Okay. All right. Tiger Ronnie said, I've never argued with a Filipino. I cannot say that. But Tiger Ronnie, that's awesome, right? And Mr. Ray said, are y'all talking about going silent? I'm talking about either leaving or going silent or both. I would suggest you leave, because if you go silent, we all understand that there are people, not just Filipinos, there are women that want to rile you up. They want to trigger you. They want to get a rise out of you and get an emotional rise out of you. So they're going to keep pushing your buttons until they do. So the best thing to do is leave, especially here. You can't win. You're not going to win. Okay. Let's see.
Let's help you out. Clint P.
Okay.
Right? Clint P said, it's super wrong, but we need to learn all the domestic partner laws and act accordingly. She asked for settle money. He said no cost. It would look like he's
but no, but I don't even know if we have enough time. There's a lot of reasons that they could have settled. And so here's where logic has to enter the equation. Are you telling me are you telling me? So remember, this is not. It's kind of legal extortion. It is legal here to try to settle something out of court, and yeah, it is kind of extortion. But I believe it said she asked for 3 million pesos, right? How much is 3 million pesos? It's a lot of money, but how much is it?
Let me double check that. Okay.
But remember, while she's checking that, remember that that amount can be negotiated. That's a starting point.
Like 50,000.
$50,000. That's just a starting point. It can be negotiated, and it doesn't have to be a lump sum. All of that stuff can be negotiated. You're telling me you would give up 3 years of your freedom to be in a foreign jail in a foreign country where you're telling me you would who here would not pay the $50,000? And that's the starting point. What if you could negotiate that down to $10,000 to $10,000? And remember, it's not a plea deal. So it's not like you plead guilty to a lesser cause. It's over. She drops the charges, right?
Mhm.
So you're telling me you wouldn't pay $10,000 to get out of jail? Who here would stay in jail and not pay 10, 20, and not be willing to negotiate something and pay this woman who has every advantage over you? You're telling me you would stay in jail? Come on, man. That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. There's no way I would stay in jail in a foreign country, not a U.S. jail, not a U.S. prison, a foreign country where there's 50 to 100 people sleeping in one cell. No, come on, man. That doesn't make sense. All right. Anyway. All right. So, okay, let's go on to the next comment.
Chuck. Okay.
Chuck Mason. Is Chuck new?
I think so. Welcome to our live stream.
Welcome to our live stream, Chuck. Glad you joined us. Said, Rich, what if you want to put it on her and as her first foreigner? What if you want to put it on her as her first foreigner? I mean,
understand.
I think I understand you, but Chuck, could you define put it on her? Are you saying put it on her as in put it on her? Or are you saying put it on her as in legal charges or something like that? But I think it means you want to give her the works as her first foreigner.
Or maybe legal, because we're talking about legal.
Yeah, Chuck, I think you're welcome to call in. Slick Rick put the number in the chat. If you're welcome to call in and kind of explain your meaning, I think he meant what I said. But I mean I don't think that's a bad thing. But look, the point is to keep yourself out of trouble. The point is to keep yourself out of trouble and avoid troublesome situations.
Okay. Naps, thank you for joining us. Yep, just leave and leave early.
Exactly.
Relocate somewhere else and keep your temper in
Exactly. Keep your temper in check. Keep your temper in check. She will say things. She will do things. She will get you riled up. You can't let that happen here in the Philippines. If you've done it before, take this as a lesson. Use this live stream as a lesson to never allow somebody here to get you riled up when you come here to visit, or if you're living here. Don't let that happen. Just leave. Go get a beer. Go get some coffee. Just go somewhere else and chill. Calm down. And if you feel like, hey, that's it, I need to leave, then don't threaten her. Just leave, or just change the locks. If you need to have her leave, change the locks. Give her some money so that there's no. Do whatever you have to do to have a peaceful a peaceful ending to the relationship or the situation, and keep it pushing.
So does that mean that every time you have a disagreement, it's going to be like that?
You should hope not, but if it is, then you should leave that Filipina.
Yeah,
Then you should absolutely
because
leave
every
her.
relationship there will always be disagreements. There will be times where you disagree, but does that mean that every time, it's a good protocol that you leave and come, let yourself,
Or you ask her to leave, and if she doesn't leave, then you leave.
Then
And if she doesn't leave when you've asked her to leave, then maybe you should think long and hard about continuing a relationship with her.
And then also I think the bottom line is that you need to, because an argument takes two people. An argument takes two people. So, and also one of you needs to back down and then lower your pride. Both of you calm down, and then
but you know what? Miss me with all that though.
Why?
Because you're talking, you're sounding logical. You're talking about logic right now, but when people are arguing, they're not thinking logically a lot of times.
Yeah, but
she's thinking emotionally. He's going to get riled up, and now he's thinking emotionally. You're using logic in a time where logic is often not used, and that's the point. So I'm not, oh, you should calm down. You should think about what you, that's
Well,
all cool.
mhm.
But a lot of times she's not going to let you do that because sometimes she's going to be in your face. She's going to do things. She might put hands on you. She might get physical. You need to leave the situation. Here in this country, gentlemen, you can't win. You will not win. And your situation, your life here in the Philippines is in her hands. It's really in her hands. So you really need to choose very carefully the person you spend your time with. You need to choose and make sure that this woman is as emotionally stable as possible, because she can do a lot of rotten stuff to you just because she wants to.
And
Go ahead.
if you cannot talk, like have a normal conversation with her, then what
Then
kind of relationship is that?
then you need to end that relationship, don't you?
What kind of normal conversation? Because you can always, because I believe that you can always talk out disagreements. You can come to a what do you call that, resolution. You come to an
Hmm. I
understanding,
believe that too.
especially when you like
What if one person isn't reasonable? What if one person doesn't want to be reasonable?
like for example on that particular or on that given
Mhm.
moment that you're heated, you it takes you, for example, one of you has to leave or one of you has to calm their emotions down, and then you talk about it the next day
Okay.
and try to make a resolution
But
about it.
what if she's put you in a compromising situation where you realize that she could easily turn the situation just on her emotions and ruin your career, ruin your reputation because she's emotional? What if you realize, what if you can see from her actions or her behavior that she's willing to do that? Then you know what? Maybe, or that she might do that. Don't put yourself in that situation. Leave the situation. Leave temporarily in that moment. And if so, and you might even need to leave her permanently. There are other Filipinas out there. If you're here, there's other women out there. There's other women that will be a lot nicer, that won't be manipulative, that won't be emotional, that will hopefully control their emotional and who will realize your value. That's what I'm saying. Leave the situation. If not permanently, definitely leave the situation temporarily.
But that also means that, you men are logical and a lot of times women are emotional
Mm-hmm.
in an argument.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean you have to leave every Filipina? Because every woman is emotional.
As somebody else said in the live stream, you just be single and maybe just pay to play. If
Mhm.
you can't find a woman, if you can't find a woman who can control herself and who can just be fit, feminine, friendly, and what's that other one? Agreeable or cooperative, then maybe you need to keep agreeable and cooperative. Then maybe you need to leave them all and just pay to play when you need to pay to play, and just be single and enjoy yourself. Anything else?
I'm just reading the
Okay,
comment.
fair enough. All right. So, living our life says you're talking about entrapment. Sometimes it could be. It could be entrapment, right? Um, and Chuck Mason said it's going to get ugly. It could. That's my whole point, Chuck, is that it could get ugly really quickly, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you have to maintain your composure. You can't let her get you riled up to a point where you're yelling, you're screaming, you're upset, even because even that can land you in jail. You can get detained for that. The neighbor can call and the police can come. Anybody, you can't let her get you riled up, and it can be all on her. It can be all on her, but don't let anybody, I don't care who it is, get you riled up to the point where you lose your residency here, or if you're a resident, or you get deported. Remember, if you get deported from any country, that's going to go on your Interpol record. That's going to go on your Interpol record. It's not going to look good. It's going to affect your ability to travel around the world in the future, just because someone else lets you get riled up and cause you to lose your composure. Don't be around those kind of people. If she can't get it together this one time, or if there's a pattern of her not being able to get it together or being emotional or argue or causing problems, then get rid of her. Get rid of her and find somebody else. There's plenty of other ones. Plenty of other ones. Get rid of her.
Okay, next.
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan said, it's hard to see how a decent person would end up like that except for legit scammers.
No, Obi-Wan, I have to respectfully disagree. I just think it happens, bro. I think you can end up in a bad situation and it only takes one time. It only takes one time, and she doesn't have to be a scammer. She can just be someone who can't control her emotions, or she can't control her mouth, and she says or does things that later she's sorry for. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Please forgive me, and all that stuff. But it still happened. It still happened.
But also,
Mhm,
you have to consider that as men, you get emotional as well, and you
mhm,
say things that
mhm,
will be
mhm,
hurtful as well.
mhm.
So, but at the same
Why do
time,
you? Why do we get emotional? Why do
because
men get emotional? What?
women put you in that
Mhm.
situation.
Leave the situation, gentlemen. Just leave the situation. Don't don't match her emotions. She's trying to. A lot of times, she's trying to get you to match her emotions. She wants to get an emotional rise out of you. Leave her.
Well, what if she
Leave
just
her.
wanted to talk?
Leave her. Leave her. You talk another time. Talk on the phone.
Mm,
Text. Leave her.
mhm.
Leave her.
But sometimes also, I
Go
prefer,
ahead. Keep defending because this is a good thing.
yeah,
Mhm,
because you know, like for example, you just keep, even if you're, I know you get heated up, you separated, for example,
mhm,
temporarily, you parted ways temporarily because
mhm.
you are both in an argument. What I suggest you do, stop talking, even if it's text, because when you're emotional too, you want to say a lot of things to
Mhm.
her, and you keep chatting, she's trying to calm down, you are trying to calm down, but you want to vent out, you want to say a lot of things in
Leave
chat.
her.
So stop talking. I
Leave her.
think the best thing that you can do for both parties is to stop talking when you're at
Leave
the
her.
height of your emotion.
Leave her.
That's what I suggest.
What do you what Cheng, what do you suggest if if she is upset and she's emotional and you say, I think it's time for you to leave. What do you suggest the man do if she doesn't leave?
You leave.
So you should leave your own house. Exactly. Right. Okay.
I think one of you has to be away from each other for a
Mhm.
moment.
Okay. Then if she doesn't leave and finally later on she leaves and you come back to your own house, which you should never have to do, should you stay with that woman?
I
How many times should that happen before you get rid of that woman, Ching?
I think what I can say is
Uh-huh.
that you have to, at a certain point, um come to a resolution, because you need to talk about how do you need to handle conflict.
Uh-huh.
How do you need to handle conflict?
Uh-huh.
So in every relationship, it's always, especially when you're in a committed relationship,
Uh-huh.
is hard to maintain.
Ooh, pick me.
Sure.
If I ask her to leave my house and she doesn't leave, how many times should that happen before I finally get rid of her?
Hmm.
Before I break off the relationship completely with her? How many times should that happen?
If you ask her to leave,
Uh-huh. Because she's uncooperative, or she's emotional, or she's causing problems, or or she's starting arguments, or whatever. How many times do I need to ask her to leave and she won't leave, or she refuses to leave, or whatever? How many times should that happen before I finally say, what, I think it's time for us to finish this relationship?
I don't know.
Mhm.
It's up to you to decide.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Leave the situation. If not permanently, leave it temporarily.
Mhm.
Make sure you leave it temporarily. Don't let her ruin your reputation. Don't let her ruin everything you've worked hard for just because she got emotional and caused you to get emotional and caused you to lose your own temper, or your own, or don't let anybody put you in that position.
Maybe I think you need to let her understand also. You need
How do
to
you
let
let her understand?
Huh?
How do you how
When
do you
you're
how do you
both
propose we
calm.
do that? Okay.
When you're both calm, you
Okay.
both sit down, and then when you're not angry at each other, you're not mad at each other, you sit down. And then, hey, the next time we argue, when I
Mhm.
ask you to leave, just leave.
Mhm.
Because I don't you have to explain why. Because sometimes, a lot of times,
No, I don't have to. I'm a grown ass man.
no,
I don't have to explain
no,
why. I don't have to
I just
explain
want,
anything.
yeah, I know
When
you
I
have.
ask somebody to leave my house that I pay rent or I pay the mortgage in, I want that person to leave my
Yeah, but
house.
you have to, sometimes here, you have to explain further the
Nah,
reasoning
I don't have
behind
to
that.
explain anything. When I ask a person to leave the house that I pay rent or mortgage in, when I tell them they are no longer a wanted guest, I don't have to explain why. They should leave. Do you disagree with that?
Hmm?
Do you disagree with that?
I don't.
Okay, let's continue. All right. So Bane, I don't believe I've seen that one before.
Welcome to our live stream, and
Welcome
thank
to
you
our
for
live stream,
joining
Bane.
us.
Okay. Bane said, if she doesn't respect you, she never belong to you. If she cannot have a normal conversation, is your relationship based on a stable foundation or uncontrollable emotions? Bane, that is a good point. Sometimes people have a really difficult time controlling their emotions.
And I have to let you know also that, I have like, for example, yun a heated argument.
Mhm.
I cannot say that I can control my emotions, because I don't want to use the excuse that as a woman, because we all tend to be
Right.
emotional.
Right.
Men and women tend to be emotional as well.
Okay.
But a lot of times, like, when when you want to try to prove your point, you become, because you want to be heard, you want your explanation to be heard, and a lot of times the other person want to just end the conversation because it's not really helping the both of you.
You can be heard another time.
Yeah, but
But
not.
when I ask you to leave my house where I pay rent or where I pay a mortgage and you refuse to leave, we have a big problem. We have a major problem. Gentlemen, don't get caught in that situation, especially if you're in her house. Leave her house. Don't wait for her to ask you to leave. Just leave. If you're in public, walk away. If you're in your house, leave this time. Leave temporarily, and you should strongly consider as to whether or not you want to continue that relationship with that woman or not. Okay? All right. Uh, Mr. Ray said, but Rich, as an older gentleman, all that arguing should be out of your system. Exactly. Exactly. It should be out of your system. Why should it, Mr. Ray? I agree with you. Why should it be out of your system? Right. So I would like to hear your reasons as to why, but I actually agree with you. Okay. All right. Let's see. Living our lives had anger issues, but my wife is my medicine and has saved many people from my anger over the last decade. Okay. All right. Awesome. You sounds like you got a good wife who looks out after you. Okay. Nap said, okay, Slick Rick. Okay. All right. We'll just pass that up. All right.
Okay, I
All
think
right. Mr. Ray said, I'm almost 50, so I'm not arguing with a 30 plus something year old Filipina. Exactly. You just leave her. You just leave her. And here's the problem with that, Mr. Ray. First of all, I absolutely agree with you. But love does crazy stuff to people. You know it, and I know it too. And we can say, because there's no emotional investment right here and right now, we could say just leave her. But when you really love somebody, it's hard to just leave her or for her to just leave you. But sometimes it just becomes necessary. It just becomes necessary that for the greater good and for your own good and to protect yourself, you might need to leave her. For your own protection, why jeopardize your career, your reputation, everything you've worked for, to be put in jail, to be deported, to have that on your Interpol record because of someone who's emotional and who caused you a whole bunch of emotional problems just because of her emotions? Just leave her. All right.
Okay.
Tiger Ronnie said, go ahead.
Tiger Ronnie said, if this rule was in place in the USA, I know millions of people could be arrested.
Right.
All the army guys I have ever met, most of the coaches that I have known, and about every bar I have.
Exactly. Imagine if dudes wouldn't even be on the street. Nobody would be on the streets because women are so emotional and can get so riled up emotionally and try to trigger a man, right? Try to trigger. It happens here in the Philippines too. Just not to the extent that it happens at home, but it happens here too. It definitely happens. And that's why I'm very passionate about this. And that's why I'm just saying, gentlemen, don't get caught in this kind of situation. This story that was on Filipino P's video, I think it's only part of the story. If you watch the video, just watch the video again. But I'm imploring all of you, listen to what the attorney says. Listen to the conditions under which it takes for you to be arrested and for you to be in jail for 3 years. Focus on that. Don't focus on what the crime was or what she's saying or what he said. Listen to what the attorney says. I'm gonna put a link to a description to a video, and all I did is highlighted what the attorney says. I'm gonna put that in this in the description after we're done with this.
Sorry, and I need to put this to your attention. The audience keeps saying that the phone is just ringing and just going to voicemail. So a lot of people are calling.
Really?
So, yeah. So
Oh, I didn't know that. Why?
I have no idea. Okay.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. Sorry, guys. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. I got it. Hold on, just let me fix this.
Sure.
Thank you very much. I would never have known that.
I was just scrolling through the comments. So
okay.
I saw
All right, you can call now, and it will go through. Okay, got it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Okay. All right. Tiger Ronnie, by the way, I totally agree with you. I
have to go back up.
Okay. Anybody can call in right now if you want to, and it will definitely go through. Yeah. It's now showing a whole bunch of voicemails.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I had to scroll down.
My Wi-Fi will sometimes go out on the phone, and then I have to do something. First call. All right, so we'll take this call, and this is Raymond on the phone. And Raymond, you're on the line with Richie Rich and Ching. What you got? What you got on this topic?
Just you're a guest in the country. You know all the rules are in her favor. You know, I've been with Peach here. I was talking to Peach. She didn't even know about the law. So you gotta remember, you're a guest in this country. You're always gonna be nothing but a guest. Even if you're married to a Filipino, you gotta have that mindset. I'm still a guest. The twist I want to know is you got kids. You keep saying just leave, but you know what you're gonna do if you got kids together. That's why you gotta vet the woman. My advice is just vet the woman for as long as it takes. Don't be in a rush. Just vet the woman for as long as it takes. The first red flag you see, it's time to get the F up out of there. Yeah. Kick it to the curb. Move on.
Thanks. Raymond, you're so on point. This is every video. Can anybody think of one video that we made that we didn't say you have to vet carefully? That's why it's your everything is in this woman's hands. And if you grab a woman who's crooked or who's a scammer or who shows you any kind of red flags, you have to get away from that woman because she can cause you so many problems in this country. She can cause you a lot of problems. So Raymond, I absolutely agree with you. Thank you for the call. Sorry about the Wi-Fi issues, but I think we got it solved now. Thank you, Raymond. I appreciate you, bro.
All right. Take care.
All right, take care. All right, someone else was calling in while Raymond was on here. Go ahead, give us a call back. We'll take all the calls now. I figured nobody was calling in on this because this is like kind of a hot topic. All right. So now all the calls are coming in. All right, and now we got Morris on the phone. Morris, talk to us. What you got, brother? Hold on a second. Okay, now go ahead. I'm doing great.
Hold on. Let me turn on my volume.
There you go.
I thought I did. Yeah. Like you said in the video, you have to listen to what the lawyer said, and he made a lot of valid points. And I'm glad he's making a separate clip about the points that he made. And I'm gonna ask you a question, Chang.
Oh.
If you pay your bail and you're able to get out, if you show back up to your court case, I'm just assuming, just like any other jurisdiction, you get your money, your bail money back if you appear in court. Am I correct?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Respectfully, I think you're asking the wrong person about anything, any kind of legalities in the Philippines. Yeah.
I have never been involved in any, but yeah, I don't know.
What I'm saying is, okay, if I'm in jail, and even if I have to pay my bail to get out, I'm gonna pay some money to get out of jail, and I could defend myself out of jail.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stay in jail.
Oh yes.
Right.
Now I understand. I understand.
Right. And
I'm not gonna stay in jail and try to defend myself.
And really quick, Morris, if you watch the video, one of the reasons why such an argument is an unbailable offense is because you might be considered a flight risk. And if you're considered a flight risk, then they can revoke bail. And he was
Yes.
so we don't know the context of the arguments. We don't know the context of what they had talked about or what was going on. But if they consider you to be a flight risk, then they might revoke bail. And there is very little due process, and there's certainly no right to a speedy trial by jury here.
Right. And
Right.
I can say to all the guys, my dad used to tell me from young, if you let people control your emotions, control your actions, control your thoughts, then you are not in control. They are in control.
You're right.
So if people don't treat you and how you want to be treated, like you said, you just leave. You don't need to say nothing.
You got to get away from that.
Leave.
Because everybody. And here's the thing, Morris. I think everybody has their breaking point to where you can. Slick Rick said, just temper, just be quiet, don't say anything. But we all know that there's women who will try to. They will keep poking. They know how to get to you, and they'll say something. They'll say this or they'll do that. They know what to say. They know
how to push your buttons.
They know how to push your buttons.
That's the word.
And they want to get an emotional rise from you. So sometimes being quiet won't even do it. You got to get out of that situation before anything bad can happen. You don't even know your neighbor could be outside and hear you guys arguing and record it and call the police.
Yeah.
There's just so many things that can go wrong and almost nothing that can go right. So, all right. Raymond,
right.
I mean, sorry about that.
Morris, and I want to say this too.
Go ahead, please.
I wanted to say to you guys, and like you said, that this it's a lot of channels. What I saw is like 3 other channels that came through about this topic, right? The talking bad about the Filipino women, but like you said, it's one bad apple. That one bad apple is spoiling the reputation for a lot of other good women.
Right.
And like you said, vet.
Absolutely.
So if you don't vet properly, and then you think, oh well, I could teach her, I could work with that. No, you need to leave. If she's causing you, if she's disturbing your peace,
boom.
No need for it to be.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Thanks for the call, Morris. Let me get you off the line and take another call, bro. Appreciate you.
Yes, because everyone's trying to call you.
All right.
All right. Blessings.
Take care.
Bye.
Oh, no. Dang it.
Okay, so for our next caller who's trying to call from New York, please.
Yeah, call us back.
Call us back, and please maybe request that you lower your YouTube volume.
There we go. Okay, the call's back in. All right, you got Richie Rich and Ching on the line. Who's calling in?
Yo, this is Young Fresh, Global Travel. What's up?
What's up, Young Fresh? What's happening with you, brother? What's good?
Yeah, what's up? I love y'all channel again. I just want to say that
Thank
if
you,
anyone else is listening to this, Richie Rich and Chang, they have a great channel, so you should continue to watch and like. Make sure you got them, like, definitely.
Thumbs up, please. Like. Thank you. What you got on this topic, brother?
Listen. So yeah, I love this topic, man. I want to say I 1000% agree with you. Like people think like, oh well, don't go to the Philippines because, if you date a girl, she could do this and she could report you. I'm gonna tell y'all something very briefly. What happened to me in New York. I'm from New York, in America, and let me just tell everybody, by the way, I mean, this can happen, from American women. For instance, right? I had an American girl that she literally lied about, I'm not going to go into all of the details, but she was so mad that I broke up with her that she actually made up stories to the police, like literally made up stories that was not true. And she's like, oh, he like hit me and he did all of this stuff. And it's like, wow. Like, so anyway, like I said, not going to go into all of the details, but just want to say, man, like, don't think about like, oh, it's just the Filipino girls would just lie and report you. I am going to say a woman is a woman, scorn. If a woman is from Jamaica, if she's from Thailand, if she's from the Philippines, wherever she's from, if she is mad at whatever reason that she is, whatever, like you just broke up with her or whatever, like basically she can do whatever she wants to do at that point. So to your whole point, it has nothing to do with the Filipina. Like,
Absolutely.
This is not a Filipina specific thing. This is a women thing.
Absolutely.
This is a woman who's hurt. She's very hurt, and she wants to seek revenge. And then a lot of times, if you don't, to your point, and to the other caller's point, if you don't vet these girls, man, like I always like straight up vet these Filipinas. Like, hey, so what was the worst thing you ever did to a guy? Like, you just ask them random questions, and like, so anyway, I don't want to take up the whole thing, but I just want to, I love this whole topic because, I think you put, I am calling bullshit. I call bullshit on that too. It's not a Filipino thing. I don't think, anyone should think that, oh, well, it's just Filipinas, or you just don't want to trust Filipinas. No, it's not Filipinas, man. It is any girl can do this to you because
any woman. Being
from New York in America, trust me, guys, as a single man, women are women no matter where they're from. Sorry,
absolutely.
That's all I wanted to say.
We definitely appreciate you. Great take on that. Don't let this be the last time you call us in. Thank you for the take.
For sure.
All right, take care.
Thank you for calling in.
We had somebody from New Jersey call in. Go ahead and call us back. Sorry, we got there's a lot of phone calls coming in that we missed. So go ahead and call us back if whoever was from New Jersey, and whoever else wants to get in on this topic, give us a call. Let's talk about it. And look, he made a great point. I'm not trying to. I'm focusing on the Philippines because the video was about the Philippines, right? But I'm not trying to say just Filipinas, just Filipinas. This could happen to any man anywhere, and that is why I pound home vet carefully. Vet that woman as careful as possible, and even still, you can vet great. You can choose a great woman, but we all know what women are capable of when they're upset. The question is she willing to go that far? What point is she willing to go to when she's that upset? But we know what they're capable of, what men are capable of for that matter, but we're not really talking about men. In this video, we're talking about women and the women we choose and his situation, that man's situation. I want to point this out because I always try to be devil's advocate. Again, you don't know what this man said to her. He could have been threatening to her. He could have been intimidating. He could have broke stuff. You don't know. But remember, there has to be a pattern. There has to be something, and there must be proof or evidence that he was intimidating to her. He didn't have to put his hands on her. He could have been yelling at her. He could have been cussing at her. He could have been doing a whole bunch of stuff that in our countries would have been completely legal because he didn't put his hands on her.
Yeah.
But in this country, out here, you can't do that stuff.
Yeah, for example, in the US, it's totally normal for you to argue with your partner just like that. But when you start arguing with her like this and you call her some names, and then of course that would feel degrading to her, and then you get sued. Again, we don't know what's happening behind closed doors. There you go.
Okay. We'll take this call from New Jersey. Thank you, Chang. All right, Richie, Rich, and Ching on the line. Who's calling? What you got to say?
Hey, it's Black Box.
What's up, Black Box?
What's up, man?
What you got on this topic?
I watched a channel who was a pro-Filipino channel. His name is Rike. He runs a channel called Beyond the Sea. I'm friends with him.
Yes, I love his channel.
He brought up averages in one of his, because he had mentioned it. And the odds of you running into the situation in the Philippines is rare than none. So people are panicking basically over nothing,
Right.
on average. But then when he brought up America, and here's what people have to remember: in America, depending on what state you're in, they can beat on themselves and report you.
Right. It doesn't depend on which state. It doesn't depend.
Right.
In any state.
Right.
Yes.
No, meaning you got any state, but there's certain states that has a little bit more than less. Like with not even gonna mention red flag laws, but what I mean, restraining orders.
Got you.
Sometimes when they get a restraining order,
Absolutely.
you have to leave your own house still have to pay.
Right.
Still have to pay the mortgage or the rent.
Right.
And
Isn't
you're
that
not
crazy?
living there.
Right.
So people have to understand that you have to exercise a idea and put a balance. Don't let the situation from that one guy, because like you said, we don't know all this, the whole situation. We only get tidbits of it, to condemn the Philippines as a whole. I ain't going now.
Exactly.
No, don't do that.
Exactly.
Right? It's just because you have it bad here in America too.
Right.
Some woman can hem you up, take your 2A rights away, take your freedom away, and just have you hemmed up forever. Saying, when you handle yourself decently here, you can handle yourself decently in the Philippines.
Absolutely.
Too. And that's what I have on it, brother.
Black Box, I appreciate you, brother. I definitely appreciate you. We're gonna get together on that thing. You let me know when you're ready, okay?
Yeah, well, it's coming in about 3 weeks. I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. I'll stay tuned. Thanks a lot. He said, see ya.
See you, Jane.
See you, Black Box. Sorry, can we have your name? I think you mentioned it in their previous live streams because
my actual name is Tyrone.
Say that?
Tyrone.
Like Tyrone Power.
Oh,
Tyrone.
Okay.
T-Y-R-O-N-E.
Thank you, Tyrone. Bye.
Nope.
All right. Thanks for that, Black Box. We appreciate your take. All right. All right.
But I still recall him as Black Box.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Let's see. Anders said joined late, was busy killing space pirates on EVE Online. Right. Mr. is in the house. Would love to get your take on this, Mr. Official EJ Wade. I feel like we've had EJ Wade in here before.
He's been here for a while now.
EJ Wade, don't let this story dissuade you, because again, Black Box just pointed out the odds of this happening are very much against you. The point is, it can happen. It can happen, and this is why you have to vet really carefully. This can happen in any country you go to outside the United States. They don't necessarily have due process the same way we do in the U.S. They don't have the right to a speedy trial by jury, right? You don't even necessarily have the right to bail necessarily, because you could be a flight risk, as I'm sure is the case in this case. Mm-hmm. So don't let this one story get you all twisted up and say, "Oh, I'm never going there," because this is more the exception as opposed to the rule. But it can happen, and the biggest point is two things. Number one is to choose wisely. Choose the woman you are with wisely. Don't choose the wild woman or the woman who got a little spirit. Some people say she got a lot of spirit, but that same woman who's got a lot of spirit, she's the woman that's going to get you hemmed up because she's emotional, right? Choose that woman wisely and make sure if you get in this situation, leave the situation. All right, cool. All right, next, Living Our Lives said, but if you have CCT inside your house you both live in, wouldn't that be mutual? Absolutely.
That was that's
point. What I said earlier.
That's
Absolutely.
what I tried to raise earlier, right. That if you have a CCTV at home and you both know that it's recording, so I think that could be like an evidence that you can use.
Absolutely. It's no longer surreptitious. That means it's surreptitious. It means it's no longer you're doing it secretly.
Okay.
You're not doing it secretly anymore. Yeah. It means she understands that there's a CCTV. There is CCTV there, and you do too. So anything that could be entered in evidence. Okay. So good point. Thank you for that, Living Our Lives. All right. Let's see.
Okay.
He said I'll use that in the States in my place, because you never know. Absolutely.
What's that? I use that
in the States
at
his home, right? So there was this situation. Bain said there was this situation in the club in the Philippines. I was with a friend of a friend, and he hugged on one of the promoters, and she seemed to welcome and claim victim later was crazy.
What?
And Bain, that's why I don't go clubbing, bro. That's why I don't do the nightlife thing, because way more bad things can happen than good. But I feel you. A lot of people like that, like having a good time, but because you never know, bruh. You never know.
Okay, so here Jaykin said, why is it illegal to speak out if a disgruntled ex-girlfriend talk bad about you?
Because that's their laws, bruh.
I think when someone says about something bad about you, the real person who know, this is where you don't really care what other people would say, because in reality it's you and her who knows the truth.
But we're talking about legalities. That's what we're
Legalities.
talking about here.
Okay.
And the question is, why is it illegal? Because that's their laws.
there's
The laws are
okay.
designed to protect Filipinas.
Mhm.
And that's all cool. That's all cool. I'm trying to protect foreign guys that come here to the Philippines, right? The laws are designed to protect the Filipinas and the children, and that's always a good thing. My whole thing is everybody understanding that the laws here are different than they are in our home country. You need to know and understand the laws when you come here.
Mhm.
You need to know what you can and can't do. Some people think, well, this is allowed in my country, I could do it here. You can't. You don't have to put hands on a woman here to be arrested or to be detained. You can be detained based on what you say to her.
All right. Just to answer Jay, she can file a case out of spite or revenge. So yes, false accusations happen, and even if proven false later, you may already have spent money,
Right.
time, and energy defending yourself. So I think
Exactly.
this is the case that happened with the guy in the video, the guy that
Mhm.
been talking about in the video. He was accused falsely, maybe we don't know.
We don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he may be accused falsely, but then again, he already spent how many years in jail? 3
Yeah.
years already.
But can I go ahead? I'll let you finish.
Yeah. So he said he already spent time in jail, and of course I don't know if he spent money because he's been asked to negotiate and all that.
He's had, I believe it said he had 2 or 3 different lawyers. He's on his 3rd lawyer now.
Yeah.
If
So
I recall.
so
he
that
spent
said,
money.
he spent money defending himself. So
Right.
yeah.
But I want to ask the audience, which one of you, and if you wouldn't mind, call in if you can, or comment, which one of you wouldn't spend money and settle this? Again, you're not pleading guilty.
Mhm.
It's not a plea bargain. You're just saying, I just want this to go away,
Mhm.
right? I want this to go away. And even if she's a rotten person, whatever she might be, if you could make this go away and avoid spending 3 effing years in jail or prison, you wouldn't do that if you could? Tell me. So give me your comments on that. Give me your comments on that. Girl in the gray shirt.
I think if you're in that situation, it doesn't mean that you're guilty, because the guy said that if I'm going to pay bail, that would mean I'm guilty. No.
But that's the secondhand story. That's the secondhand story. I'm just asking the men on this channel that are here right now to think logically. Which of you, I know $10,000, I mean, depending on who you are, how much money you make, it's a lot of money still. But who wouldn't spend that much money for their freedom?
Yeah,
for their freedom, so that you won't be in jail for 3 years. If you could, if you had that option, you're telling me you wouldn't negotiate 10,000, 20,000? I guarantee you, if you said, I'll give you 20,000 to drop this, she would drop it, because she ain't never had $20,000 in her life, right?
Probably.
Yeah, she would drop it. It's negotiable.
Mhm.
It is negotiable for sure.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't, tell me, somebody give me a legit reason why you wouldn't spend that money for your freedom in a foreign country. Why you wouldn't spend that money if you could avoid being in jail for 3+ years.
Also, let me add to that. Like for example, maybe he's thinking that once he paid the money, it will set a precedent that she can keep extorting money from me. She can make up another case. Do you think it will happen again?
Probably other women will say, hey, if she did it, I could do it too. Yeah, it sets a terrible precedent, but it is what it is. Are you worried about setting a precedent and other women doing that? Are you worried about getting out of jail and having your freedom?
I'm just worrying about, I want to go out of jail if I need to pay a certain price to get out of jail, and I can easily defend myself out of jail.
I'm focused on getting out of jail and having my freedom. That's what I would be focused on. If I could. And if you don't have the option, maybe there's a reason you don't have the option. Morris is in the house. What you got back on us, Morris? Oh.
Because if you look at the amount of money, you have to take the variables into account. Okay, if I'm I'm sitting in jail. I don't know when my trial is going to be. How much money I'm going to spend on the lawyers. So if she wants, if she says, okay, it works out to be 50,000 US. You start off, you lowballer. No, I'm not paying that. I'll give you 5.
It's
and
negotiable.
then see where she stands, because the amount of money I know has probably spent more than 10,000 for lawyers
on the
fees by
lawyers.
now.
Exactly.
So I will weigh it out and say, hey, listen.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not about bail.
Karma will get it. I mean, if me, I'm like this. I'm a Christian man, so I believe karma comes back. You reap what you sow. So if you got evil intentions, don't worry. Somewhere down the line, you're gonna wonder why things are going wrong in your life.
She gonna get hers. She gonna get hers.
I believe that
sure.
too.
Yeah.
Right. And I want to make a point.
Yeah.
It's not about bail. It's just about a settlement, right?
Yeah.
It becomes a matter of a settlement between the defendant and the plaintiff, right? So it's just what we negotiate back and forth. But I want to find in this group of men who here would not pay the money to stay out of jail for 3+ years, because I would find the money if I had to pay monthly payments, whatever it is. I would find monthly payments. I'd get out of jail and stay the hell away from her. But I don't know. I don't
also.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Also, if you make that settlement, she sign a document that you no longer could bring charges.
No further charges. No.
So
exactly.
No further charges.
Right. So
can you do
that? Absolutely, you can. Absolutely, and whenever you have a settlement, that should be part of the settlement.
Yeah,
agreement.
because that's what I'm worried about. Once you settle money, and then the next time you.
Let's get Morris.
Okay.
Morris, anything else on that? Thank you for that.
No, that's my take.
All right.
Yeah, I'll bargain. Get out of jail without spending. Yeah,
I would too. I want to know the man who wouldn't, who says on principle, it's principle. I'm just gonna stay in jail, right? Because the dude in the video said, "Here, I'll let you off the phone." Sorry about that. I'll let you off the phone. Thanks, Morris. Okay. The dude in the video said, "Well, he just said no. I'm not gonna pay the money because then that means that's some BS." Tell me who here on principle? I'm just going to stay in jail for 3+ years, not knowing when I'm going to get my trial, not knowing, as opposed to paying 20,000, 10,000, however much money he can negotiate, and you're just because then it's just the principle of it. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. You would have negotiated. You would have tried to settle that as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Instead of having your freedom taken from you for 3+ years ongoing. He's still in jail.
Well, I guess his attorney didn't advise him well.
Something. Something, as some people say it, something is rotten in Denmark. So when I saw that video, there's just too many things that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and he said that he doesn't want to pay or settle because they will think that I'm guilty.
Right.
Well, didn't he get proper legal advising, maybe? Or because if you're in that situation, you don't even know how the process here works. How long will it take to be in trial? So
let's understand. The bail thing is completely separate from settling.
Yeah.
Completely separate. The bail thing is legal. The settlement is just a civil agreement between two parties.
Yeah.
Okay? It's completely legal. If you settle this, there's no bail. He gets out. Period.
And
you
there
just
will be
settle
no
it.
Record, yeah.
That's it. It's done.
Because
right? The charges are dropped. Period. That's it. It's over. You're telling me logically, who here? You're saying logically you would stay in prison or jail for 3+ years on principle over $20,000, 25, whatever it is. Even if it was 50, I would get the 50, but it's still negotiable. And I'm telling you, if you offered her $20,000, she would take that money because she ain't never had $20,000 in her damn life.
Not a lot
in her damn life. Yeah.
Even 100,000.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not a lot of women can can experience having that kind of money.
Herman said, if you think this is BS, I dare you to try it with Ching. Dare me to try what, Herman? Let me know. You dare me to try what with Ching? I know some people may be new to this channel. Let me rest assured of this, Herman, and anybody else who doubts me. I don't give a damn what a woman looks like. I don't give a damn how much money she has. I don't give a damn how good her coochie is. If she doesn't treat me good, I guarantee you I will leave her. Guaranteed. Period. That's how confident I am as a man. Guaranteed. I'll get another woman. I'll definitely get another one just as good, if not better.
So
Guaranteed. Okay. All right, next.
So, sorry. So, living our lives, comment to Mr. Ray. So, did we, when we lived in Texas, we also...
So did we.
Thank you. So did we when we lived in Texas. We also have cameras inside and outside the house here in the Philippines.
And you should. That way, everybody understands this is what's going on. Anything that goes on in my house is going to be recorded. If it's outside of the house, it's going to be recorded. That way, look, it's public knowledge. It's not I'm recording illegally, surreptitiously, or without your consent. You know what's going on. You know what is going on, right? Exactly. Okay. Let's see.
So maybe okay,
we'll
Luca is here. So
Luca
I think hopefully
here.
we have an input from Luca.
Look, would love to get your input on this topic, Luca. That would be great. To get another woman's input on this topic, I think that would be awesome. Okay.
So Mr. Ray's reply to LOL said, yes, definitely you have to protect yourself no matter what these days.
What's the value of your freedom, gentlemen? Well, how valuable is your freedom? It's valuable enough that I need to make sure I choose the right woman to be with. The woman that's not going to cause me a bunch of consternation, that's not going to bring a bunch of drama. All right, got to take another call, and we'll take this call. I could stop in the middle of my diatribe, right? All right, Richie Rich and Ching's in the house. Who's calling?
It's Derek, man. Derek Greenway.
What's going on, DG?
Hey, man, I got to choose martyrdom, man. I mean, it's the principality about it.
Hi, DG. Can you lower your YouTube volume for a moment, please?
Turn your volume down.
We're getting a little feedback here.
Okay, all right. I'm on a headset.
Right. And he said there's principalities about it. Exactly. There's principalities.
No,
it's a movie line.
Dude, my wife ain't even going to be involved in that. I'm paying that money so fast. Do you do bank to bank?
Exactly. It's how valuable is your freedom? And that's why I say, come on, something's not right here. That we're not getting the whole story. You're gonna see who would sit in jail for 3+ years, not even knowing when you're gonna get your trial, because there's a principality, because you don't want people to think you really did something. You come on, stop.
I think if you do 10 whacks at her, I bet she'll fold. If you do 10 whacks at her.
Exactly. Miss me with that garbage, dude. There's more to the story. There's more to the story than was told. And
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I want to reiterate. I'm not saying Filipina P was BSing. That's not what I'm saying.
No. Yeah. I mean, nothing against P. Her channel's not for me. I'll just say that.
Okay, got you. Yeah, I love her. I actually love P's channel, but I think sometimes there was, and she did a good job of at least bringing the attorney on. And so
I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
She's not bad. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, she's more or less reduced as first timers. I'm not a first timer, so
right.
Her, and I ain't gonna mention somebody else's name, but I'll just say they had beauty in their name. I thought she was garbage, but that's just my opinion.
I got you. Right. Got you.
Yeah, but I just want to comment on one thing too. I'm just coming for the Philippines to chill out. I mean, we'll both be retired. I mean, I'll need something to do. So, I mean, and that's kind of why I want to get that consultation with you. It's about I want to be able to give too, like you guys have done.
All right. Well, DG, we certainly appreciate it. And anytime you're ready for a consultation, you got my info. Hit me on. Yeah, you got all my stuff. Anytime you're ready, let me know. We'll make it happen, bro.
Okay, brother. Okay.
And as far as donating to the cause, you're welcome to do that anytime you like to. And look, we're in the middle of typhoon season. When we donated, it was before typhoon season.
So it was
But yeah,
right on point.
but we're in the middle of it now. So anytime you donate, I promise everybody here, it will go to a good cause. It ain't gonna be drinking money. It won't. Yeah, it won't be drinking money.
Because we don't drink.
Yeah, it's gonna go to something good. Yeah.
I'll be cursing. You that good for nothing.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for calling, DG. We appreciate you, brother.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Peace out.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We appreciate that. And I do want to say that. So anytime we are in the middle of typhoon season, I guarantee you we're gonna give again. And if anybody wants to donate, we're gonna end up giving again because now we're in the middle of typhoon season. And it will never be used for drinking money and for anything nefarious.
Yeah.
It will always go to some kind of worthy cause, if not improving our studio situation, which in the near future we will see that we're improving our studio. But if it's not for that, it will go to a worthy cause like typhoon victims or something that's good for everybody.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. All right, let's go ahead and continue this.
All right. So Bain said the law is a big gray.
It is, and it's supposed to be vague and ambiguous,
Mm-hmm.
so that the courts can decide, so that the courts can interpret it how they want to. But let me assure you, Bain, that when you're in the Philippines as a foreigner, it will be interpreted to the advantage of the local people, not us. Yep. All right.
All right. So thank you, Big Boss, for your super chat. Let us acknowledge that.
Let's jump in and let's acknowledge all the super chats because people have been nice enough to do that.
Okay, so let's remember we're at Big Boss.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can go back.
Okay.
Later.
All right. So did you read us?
Not yet. Always have a quiet escape plan.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Big Boss, you don't have to say I'm gonna leave you. You don't have to say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Just leave. Just do it. Right? Just do the Nike thing. Just do it. You don't threaten her, don't intimidate her, don't none of that stuff. Just do it and have it be over. When you're ready for it to be over, have it be over.
Okay, Young
Next.
Fresh Global said, thank you again for your super
Appreciate
chat.
that, brother.
Dial-in number does not work for your information. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that. We fixed it. We finally fixed it. Thank you.
Philip Palato, welcome to our live stream.
Philip, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
and thank you for that super sticker. Much appreciate. Okay. And then
Official EJ Wade, thank you for your super chat. You might as well stay in America than put up with this, but they make America seems racist for enforcing basic immigration law. So just like our previous caller earlier, I think it's Young Fresh Global who said that it does not only happen in the Philippines.
It happens in a lot of places.
Yeah, so we just talk about it because it was the situation is happened in the Philippines. So that's why we're talking about Filipinos, because that's who's involved.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, all right, we're done. Scroll down.
Okay.
Okay. So we're here with Christopher Michael. Hello,
What's up?
Christopher.
What's up, Christopher Michael?
God bless you. Thank you for joining us on our live stream.
Much appreciated.
And Naps, again, thank you for the super chat. Great live stream today and some good ideas presented.
Thank you, Naps. Much appreciated.
Thank
Much
you.
appreciated.
So
Thanks
we're
for
now
those.
at Big Boss.
All right. So we got. Well, we'll go back to here.
Yeah. Okay. So we have so many comments, and I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are we?
Super.
Okay. Right
Yeah,
here. Okay.
here,
Let's see if we can get through these comments. Right.
Hopefully. Look at the
I
scroller.
know that's crazy. Okay.
Okay. All right. So
Slick Rick said, "Don't let her bait you into arguing all the time. If you're arguing all the time, it's time to leave her. Period. It's time to find somebody else or be single for a while. If you're arguing all the time, then you guys clearly don't get along. Something's not right. Find somebody else, or just go solo for a while. Right." Luca jumped in and said, "Hi, Ching and Richie."
Hello, Luca.
Luca, call us in. Give us your opinion on this topic. We would love to hear another Filipino's opinion.
Okay, Clint P said you only really get to know who you're dealing with when you have an argument or make them mad and see how they handle it in that time or moment.
Exactly, Clint. Absolutely, I agree with that. Okay. Raymond Walker's in the house. We appreciate you joining us, Raymond. Okay. Morris said, okay, Morris
Okay,
tried to call. We
thank
we
you.
finally got him in.
All right. So
Okay.
Black Box said, remember to maintain your frame. Men are logical. You state how the relationship between you two are going to work. I can have differences in opinions. This is why you date for a long time.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
LOL said, me and my baby argue all the time. Most of the time, we both laugh at the end of it. Never a disrespectful argument, and there is nothing she could do to make me use hands. She is black belt.
She'll whoop your ass. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, LOL. Right?
Okay, Bane, could you imagine you invest or buy a condo in that country and lose it all for a false accusation?
Exactly. But look, but hold on. Bane, you can invest or buy a condo for well, now a condo is different because you can keep that condo actually. But yeah, you can, I mean, if you buy property for her or buy property, a house or something like that, you can get kicked out of that house.
Yeah, you're going to say, get out of my house.
Yes,
Excuse me.
Yeah, she says it's my house. Yeah.
Get out
my
of my
house.
house.
You know what it is? Yeah, exactly.
So the black box said, what I've heard, she's seen him a year later with a different woman and filed charges.
Yeah. And this is what I mean about it's he said, she said, and it's coming from a third party, or it's coming from a secondhand from a third party. We don't know what the truth is or why did she file charges. Maybe they kept in touch and he was messaging her or threatening her. We don't. There's just so much we don't know. That's involved in the story that we just don't know.
But also, you have to listen to what other people say about this topic, because they jump in and then say, oh, I'm not going to the Philippines, I'm not going because this can happen to me, and blah blah blah. But you have to you always say this, you have to get the facts.
You have to get the facts
before you decide on something.
And the facts are, according to the attorney, the facts are that you have to do a hell of a lot more to be put in jail for this. So there's got to be more to the story. There has to be more to the story. And again, I'm not saying dude was lying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying maybe he just didn't know all the facts of the story. Maybe he just. I would love to see the trial trend. I'd love to see the transcripts. I'd love to see the pleadings. I would love to see more information before I would jump to a conclusion and say it's his fault or her fault.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
So Mr. Ray said, I would have paid that as soon as I could, or was told that what the deal was.
Exactly. Yeah. For 3 years, my freedom's not worth $20,000 or $10,000. My freedom is worth way more than that. Yeah, come on, I can make $20,000 back in a lot less than a year.
Yeah, and what I know for a fact, here in the Philippines, like in Philippine prisons, you have to pay for your security while you're inside. They have like the main prisoner that you have to give bribes just for your protection.
Prison in no country, prison's no joke. It's no joke. And going to prison in another country, come on, man, you quit tripping, dude. There's got to be more to the story that we weren't told. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Lucas said, is that jailed expat a real story?
It's a real story,
but I'm
how
not
much
sure about
truth there is to it is the question, Luca. That's the real question, right?
So Obi-Wan said the facts aren't clear.
Absolutely. There's a lot that wasn't said. I think there's just a lot that we just don't know. He gave us his version of somebody else's story. Right? But I just think there's a lot that was left out.
So Bain said, Philippines sounds like a bunch of eggshells the more we talk about law.
I would disagree with that, just in saying that you just have to, when you're in another country, you have to remember you are a guest in that country. And you have to act like you have some sense. That's it. You got to act like you have some sense. You can't just go around doing the things that you can do because you can do them in your own country. You have to act like you have some sense, and you can't just be arguing with people. No, regardless of the situation, just don't do. You just use common sense. You just got to use common sense for sure. Okay.
Okay. So Raymond,
sorry. Let's go back.
Raymond said, "What would your limit? What's the limit that you're willing to pay?"
There's no limit. What is my freedom worth? I don't think there is a limit. I would, if my freedom depended on it for 3 years, if I had to choose between taking every dime out of my savings every dime out of my savings and paying that or using it to negotiate with, there is no limit to my freedom as opposed to being in jail in a foreign country. There's no limit, bro. There's no limit.
I'm now starting to question if that woman really loved him anyway. Because if he can think of doing things like that to him,
If he can think
if
of,
she can,
okay.
sorry, let me correct myself.
Okay.
If she can think of doing those things to him,
Mhm.
especially extorting money, I'm not sure if she loved him anyway.
Or maybe the relationship was just over and she's like, it's over, it's done.
It's not over
He's
for
moved
her.
on. He's got another woman. I'm gonna get what I can from him. So maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I don't know. But apparently, whatever the case, she just decided she had reached a point where she was going to get what she could from him. And it's important that everybody understand that if you don't treat people the right way, you could get caught up in a situation like this. You could easily get caught up in a situation like this.
So Herman said a Filipina is like a boat, a hole in the water that you pour money into.
I can't get with you with that, Herman. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying. I mean, that's clearly your point of view, and I respect that. I can't get with you on that. I just think you have to vet carefully. You really have to vet carefully, the same as you would in your own country. You have to choose carefully the woman you're with, and when you're with that woman, you have to be careful of what's going on of your situation. Avoid any kind of altercations or any of that in public or whatever. And even if you're at home, just be willing to walk away temporarily and maybe sometimes even permanently. That's all I'm saying, right?
Okay, LOL said, I am sure Chuck means put it on her bedroom.
Exactly. That's what I thought too.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Yeah. But I mean, I'm game when it comes to putting her on, especially for the first time. She needs to, I mean, I want her to believe that there's an S on my chest and that I'm wearing a cape and some tights and boots. I want her to believe I'm a Superman. So I want to leave a lasting impression in a good way.
Okay.
Anders said,
a lot of the people moving to the Philippines might not have 10K extra. Some are living on SS only.
agreed. Then look, if you still, I would think a lot of guys don't have 10K extra. My point is this: if you're going to give her 10K, you can negotiate to where you make it in payments. You tell me that woman who's never had 10K or 20K is going to say, no, I'm not going to allow you to make it in payments. If she can still get money, come on. She would take that in a heartbeat. She would take it in a heartbeat.
Oh, I like to read this comment from, okay. So Raymond Walker, yeah, Mr. Ray said to Raymond Walker, the freedom has no price, especially being locked up.
You ain't lying. There is no limit to what I would pay for my freedom.
I would love to read this next. Buttermilk biscuits. Sad. Okay, Richard Rich looks like an ex-football player because he.
What a coincidence.
He is.
What a coincidence.
He was an ex-football player.
Yeah. What a coincidence. It just so happens that I did play college football.
Yeah.
But thank you. I appreciate that. At this age, that's always a good compliment.
Show us your guns.
No, we ain't doing all of that.
Yeah.
You don't flex for men.
Huh?
Come on. Yeah, come on.
Then just
Buttermilk biscuits. I appreciate that compliment, brother.
I just want them to see how well you take good care of yourself.
They can see. If they couldn't see it, he wouldn't have said that, right? Mm-hmm. Thank you. But I appreciate that compliment for sure. It's always nice, especially as you're getting older. It's always nice for someone to recognize that you're looking okay and that you're taking good care of yourself. So thank you. Right?
Is it weird if a man calls you hot? You look hot.
No, men ain't gonna call me hot. And no man is no. There is no if. There's 63 people in here. Only one of them is a female that I know of, anyways. And no man in this group is gonna say I'm hot.
Oh, Rich, you're hot. But what if a man calls you, oh, you're hot?
Then I would assume I would still say thank you. I would say thank you, but I would put him in my. He would be in my mental Rolodex, and I'd be like, okay, I need to watch him. But I would still say thank you because it's still a compliment. Mm-hmm. Somebody is recognizing you and saying that you are taking care of yourself. And
kidding aside, I just want to lighten up a bit.
Right.
Because it's a little.
We'll take one more call from Morris. Mm-hmm. Morris, let's jump in here and get this.
Go ahead, Morris.
All right, Morris, what you got, brother? We love you.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Yeah, I just want to let guys know. You know, we even experienced that in Bermuda. Mm-hmm. You know, that women make the accusations to get guys in trouble. So it's not just the Philippines.
Not at all.
It's in Bermuda too. I'm seeing guys get locked up because of false accusations.
Right. Right.
You know, so it's not just a Filipino thing. Like you said, Rich, it's woman scorned.
Yeah, it happens.
You know?
It can happen anywhere. This can happen. It is absolutely
anywhere.
not a Filipino thing. I don't want anybody to think. And I think that's why I'm doing this video, is because I felt like that video was kind of saying, "Oh, be careful of Filipinos. Look what could happen to you." It could happen, but it's a rarity. It's the exception, not the rule. I don't want men to say, "Oh, I'm not going to the Philippines now," because I mean, we've even seen those comments in here a little bit. I'm not going to the Philippines now. I don't want this to happen. I mean, just choose wisely. Make sure you handle your business. Take care of yourself. Act professionally. Act like you have some sense, and don't embarrass anybody here. Don't embarrass yourself. You'll be fine coming to the Philippines. Just choose wisely.
Yeah, and don't let one person's experience destroy your experience.
I totally
for coming to the Philippines and enjoying your life.
I totally
agree. And when it comes to that story, it's her side, it's his side, and then it's the truth.
Exactly. Right. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
When you're in another country, I don't care what country it is, any other country, they're always going to side with the local people. They're going to side with the local people every time. It was the same way in China. The same exact way in China. If there's a beef, they're always going to side with the local people. You are going to lose, right? And in my opinion, that's why the local people should have home court advantage. I mean, in my opinion, I would expect that our government would always look after its own citizens first. I mean, that's my own opinion.
Yep.
So I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying, as somebody who comes to the Philippines, whether you come here to travel or to live, recognize that, understand that, and behave accordingly and choose accordingly.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Morris. We always appreciate you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got something to add.
Go ahead.
It's also, right, some videos going around about Americans going to different countries and acting up like they do in America and getting arrested.
Bro.
So, that goes to show you that you can't just go anywhere and act anyway. We had a Bermuda, actually, we had a Bermudian here in Bermuda. She went to, oh man, what was it called? I think it was Thailand. I think it was Thailand. And she was the type of person that got up in people's face.
Yeah.
She did that in the shop. Shop owner called the police, and she was locked up in there for at least 3 to 4 months. Yeah. So the Bermuda government had to call and get involved to try to get her to come back home.
Right. We did a video not too long.
Can't take it.
We did a video not too long ago. It was like last year, actually, about there were some women from, I believe they were from the UK. I think they were, and they went to Indonesia and did the same thing. It just completely went crazy in a salon, and got locked up. We did another video with a woman in Italy who went to Italy and acted a fool and got locked up. Another video in Dubai where a woman you have to understand the local laws and understand you're not in your home country. You don't have the same protections when you go abroad and you live or travel abroad. You don't have the same protections. This is not a Philippines thing. It's any other country. You don't have the same protections.
That's right.
And you need to recognize and understand that. Cool. All right. Thanks again, Morris. We always appreciate you, brother.
As always, have a blessed one.
You bet.
All right, so let's get back into the comments because we have a lot to read.
We got a whole bunch, right?
I know, right?
Yeah, we okay. So Luca said, if an expat is jailed, is he not entitled to have a lawyer?
I think everybody is entitled to have their own lawyer.
This is correct. This is correct. The question is, how good is that lawyer?
Yeah.
Right? Because that lawyer is working for a very, very low wage. You're not getting you're working for a very low wage. That would be called a public defender in our country. And that person is not making a lot of money. it has very little incentive to really do a lot for you, especially against his or her own people. Just saying.
PAO, that's what we call it here, public attorney.
Okay, yeah. Okay, same thing. Cool.
Okay. So Chuck Mason said, I was referring to your earlier comment. That's why I singled you out, bro. So I'm not really sure what he's referring to. But can you clarify again, Chuck Mason, if ever, because we have to scroll back up.
Yeah.
We have to scroll back up.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah, Chuck, call in, brother. Call in and give us your take, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so Nap said, I think the guy, like many foreign guys in the Philippines, don't have the money to pay a bribe.
Make payments. Make payments. She would take them.
They really need to make sure they got income and enough to cover emergencies.
I totally agree with you, Naps. But let me tell you, she would take payments, bro. If they were dating installments, yeah, same thing. If they were dating for a long time, she knows how much money he makes. She has a pretty good idea how much money he makes, right? She'll take payments. I promise you. She won't take payments and leave him in jail, or she'll take payments for X amount of time and be set up for a long time. She'll take the payments, bro. She would take the payments. Guaranteed, right?
Okay, Biera Gaino. Thank you so much. Welcome to Rich Rich Abroad.
Welcome to Rich Rich Abroad, Biera.
Okay, so Biera Gaino. Is that correct? I hope I did not mispronounce it.
Okay.
So I just shut up and walk away.
Just walk away, bro. Walk away. Because and it might need to be maybe temporarily, but it might need to be permanent. If it keeps happening and you keep going through these kind of situations with the same woman, it might need to be permanent. You might just need to walk away. Find somebody else. I know it sucks to end a relationship. It always sucks. But would you rather end a relationship or end your freedom?
Slick Rick said, Luca, yes, it's real, but some of facts may have been left out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that's about
we got them covered, right?
All right, so there you go, Jay.
Slick Rick said, good advice from Biera Gaino or Gaino.
Okay. Jay said, so if there's an argument between a couple and it gets intense, they'll arrest the foreigner. It's believe all women here.
Hey, do you believe they're going to arrest the woman? if there's an argument between a foreigner and a local woman, especially in public or even in private, and the neighbors call the police, you think they're going to arrest the woman? Really? No, it's not going to happen, bro. Not going to happen, right? Okay. So I think we got the calls done.
Yeah.
Okay? All right.
So Big Boss said, look, bottom line is that you ain't home. You have no advantage here. Plan accordingly.
Exactly. Big Boss, that is the bottom line. You're not at home. Understand the local laws, recognize them, and behave accordingly. That's the bottom line.
What if stuff are biting?
They're not biting you here.
I just got it here now. Anyway.
Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Right? You want them to do something?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. You got fleas? You bringing fleas to my house?
No.
Okay.
Okay, let's scroll down. Let's continue. So.
All right.
Okay, let's scroll down. So I think that's okay. So Bain said, imagine telling a female to lower her pride when she's in her emotions.
Right. Because you're not gonna. I mean, she's emotional. She's not gonna be able to just suddenly be logical and reasonable, right? Walk away. Just walk away. Go away. For me, if I'm in my house, I'm gonna tell her to leave. And if she's not willing to leave, then we really have a problem. But then I'm gonna leave. But then when I come back, I promise you, things are gonna be very different in our relationship, if there's any relationship at all.
So Biera Gaino said, Biera.
Sure.
I had to do that in Cebu City and go home, then confronted, and she had no escape of excuses. She admitted her wrongdoing.
Right. Sometimes you just got to go away. Just got to get out. Mm-hmm.
All right. So next, the Black Box said the laws in the United States are just
of course they are.
Worse than
the laws are designed to protect women. They're designed to protect women. I understand that. There really aren't. And the Attorney David said that in the video. There aren't really laws that protect foreign guys. There aren't really laws that are here that protect men. They're almost all designed to protect women. And so if you understand that, you can acknowledge that and recognize that, you need to behave accordingly.
Okay. Okay, so we got that already.
Okay.
Yeah, we got that.
We did this
earlier.
already?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure we're still good. Okay, we're good
Yeah,
now.
we're
Phone's good, okay? All right.
Okay. So I must be totally frank, said leave and go far away.
And get away quick. Get
Okay.
away, yeah. Okay.
So Raymond said that is correct. You really need to vet a woman for a long time.
Agreed.
R68 driver.
Hey,
Divers.
take it easy. Take it easy. I'm excited too. Okay. All right.
R68 diver. Welcome to our live stream. I think I saw his profile. Maybe change his name. I don't
Okay,
know.
awesome.
Please, guys, just listen. Run, hide, or pay. We have too much money to be dealing with drama. You cannot.
You can't win. And I'm still waiting for somebody to say that they would stay in jail for 3+ years instead of paying the money. Because logically, that doesn't make sense. There's a lot missing to this story that we didn't hear, right?
So Lucas said, that is right. Leave the situation. Do not engage in a loud public discussion.
Don't do it.
Yeah. So again, face is really important here in the Philippines, and you don't want to humiliate or embarrass here, especially in public.
Yeah, we've said countless times before how important face is here. It is a big deal. You never want to even look like you're embarrassed. Even if she doesn't lose face, somebody else might be watching or paying attention, and they feel like they lose face, or you're making her lose face.
Because of the fact that they're both Filipina.
Exactly. Go ahead.
So Mr. Ray said to Raymond Walker, well, we're gonna have to sit it out because I'd be damned if I give a Filipina $175K US.
Well, where'd that come from?
I don't know.
$175K. Me too. I would hope she'd settle for a lot less than that.
Yeah, maybe it's because of the settlement we were talking about earlier.
But it's not $175K.
Yeah,
not US dollars.
Yeah.
It was a lot less than that. I think you said it was like $50,000. I think.
Yeah.
Amounted to. And remember again, Mr. Ray, it's negotiable. But look, let me be really, really frank. If I had to decide between giving up my savings and between giving up $175,000 and being in prison for 3 years in a foreign country, I got to pay the money. I got to pay that money. It's that simple to me, bro. I mean, my freedom is just worth more than that. It's worth more than that. Lesson learned. I just learned, like my father said, I never learned a lesson that didn't cost me money. And then in that case, it would cost me $175,000. I'd pay the money, and I'd never talk to her again, never see her again. And who knows, but it's a lesson learned. But my freedom is just worth more than that.
Okay, so the black box said, this is why you date for a long period, because you allow her to move in with
before you allow her to move in with you. And it's interesting because so many people, I won't say so many people, but there's been comments, Rich, why don't you guys live together? Rich, why don't you marry her?
Because we're vetting.
Because you don't know. Just because you watch our videos, and we love that you watch our videos. We love that people join our live streams, but you can't pretend to know someone's situation just from watching videos or just from watching their live stream. No matter how well we get along, there's a lot of things you may or may not know that go on, or that go on when the cameras are off, that maybe say we're not ready to take that next step for whatever reasons that we think.
And that is between me and Rich. Yes. Thanks. All right. It's up to us to decide. All right, Mr. Ray said to Raymond Walker, but this is why I said earlier, next man up, it's too many women that will be willing to take her place.
You can't be afraid to leave. It's just that simple. I would say the same thing to a woman. If you in your mind, in your heart, know, when you come to the conclusion that this is not the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, don't be afraid. It's tough. It sucks. But you have to be willing to leave, have the confidence to leave, and know that you deserve to have a better, or to be with someone who you're more compatible with. I'll put it that way.
Okay, Bain said, imagine you telling an angry terrorist to drop the gun and let the hostage go, and you have no gun on you.
It's a good. I like that analogy. I like that analogy.
Okay, Pierre.
And
Mr. Ray said, and act
right. Just act right. Understand the laws, know the laws, and act right. Right? You don't have the same rights, privileges that you have if you come from the United States. Act right. Understand that everything, if things go down, if things go wrong, everything is going to go against you. But that's any country. That's not just here. That's any country.
Biera said, I experienced a lot of twists, but I've been all the time calm, not talking too much, and leave.
And leave. And just leave.
Okay. Black Box said, she needs some evidence even in the Philippines.
Absolutely.
I watched a Filipino lawyer on Peace YouTube channel explain it. Yes,
Absolutely.
you cannot be just put into jail without evidence.
There has to be evidence. And that's what I'm saying. There has to be more context to the conversation. What was he? It's not just an argument. What was said in the argument? Yeah.
What was done
Something
in the
had
argument.
to be something had to have been done. More had to have been done or said in the argument, and or there had to be a pattern of this happening for him to be in jail for this long, right? So there's more to the whole thing. Is there's more to this story that we didn't hear. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything bad about Filipino P. I just want to keep making that clear. I love her videos. She was a big inspiration to me having a YouTube channel. But I just think there's more to this story that we didn't get.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put a link to just some excerpts from everything the attorney said. Attorney David said. I'm gonna put that in the description after we finish this live stream. Feel free to click on that link and watch that. And I think it gives a lot more insight as to what could have or what must have gone on for him to be in jail for this long. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Bain said, leave her. Right? He said, mature. Be the mature person. Leave her.
Okay. Jay said, most people say or do stupid things when they're upset, Cheng. It's never that simple in the heat of the moment. Even if you have one person with cool head, all it takes is the other who puts hands on.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. And that could be your trigger point. You could take anything she says, but then she puts hands on you, or she anything. She's trying to get an emotional rise from you, and you can't give it to her. And in order to do that, remember, if you've been with her a long time, she knows how to push your buttons. She knows how to. So leave so she doesn't push your buttons. You know where your limits are, and if she crosses those, you know what you might snap. So leave. Just get out of the situation and keep it pushing.
Okay, Mr. Ray said, Cheng, can you tell me how to say help just in case I have to run out of my future help or tulong in Tagalog? Tulong. Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you for that.
All right. So Biera said, luckily I learned from my Norwegian ex-wife how a woman can twist words. How you can be scammed,
and how you can be scammed.
And how you can be scammed, how can you can be set up. As an indigenous Sami, we are not heard in Norway. Still, our rights are broken.
Got it. Thank you for that. Yeah. And again, this isn't intended to be a knock on women. It's not. I'm just trying to help educate men and talk to men about, if you end up in this situation in any way, shape, or form, how to handle this situation, to prepare men just in case one of us might end up in this situation. Leave the situation. If not temporarily, if not permanently, leave it temporarily, because nothing good is going to come from you staying there.
Okay, Luca. Okay, here. Luca said, truth, Cheng, Filipinos tend to get too emotional to a point where we tend to raise our voice with tears in our eyes, trying to explain ourselves, whether in Tagalog or much worse in English. Yeah. So I think a lot of times we would just want to explain our side and want you to understand. Especially, it gets frustrating because we can't really articulate our feelings 100%, especially in English.
Right.
So it's not the same with us expressing ourselves in Tagalog than it is expressing ourselves in English.
I would say this. When a man tells you that he's ready for the conversation to be over right now, let it be over. And if he says, I'm going to walk away, I'm going to leave, let him leave. Or if he asks you to leave, you should leave. I would say that.
Okay. Black Box said, the lesson is, guys, the things you can't get away in America, you can get away with within in the Philippines.
Absolutely.
Okay. Philip Palato said, yes,
Is that a new name?
We
That was
acknowledged
earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yes, I had one. I have had helped her for 38 months, but I just walked away. But my story is amazing in depth of passion, love, and manipulation.
And that I think, Philip, you bring up a very important point, because we all talk about this. We all talk about leaving. I'm saying, oh, just leave, just leave. But when you have no emotional investment, it's easy to say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. It's easy to be the couch, to be the couch quarterback and say what somebody else should have done. But this is why we're having this conversation right now, is so to plant the seed of what you should do or what you can do, what your options are or should be if you get in this situation. And I agree. I think if you're in a foreign country, probably your best option is to get out of that situation, at least temporarily.
There are millions of cooperative fit and fun Pinays. Don't settle for a drama queen.
Just move on, right? It doesn't matter how pretty she is. There's other pretty Filipinas. Doesn't matter how cute she is, how funny she is, how sweet she seems. None of that stuff matters. If she's bringing you problems, if she's not bringing you peace, gentlemen, leave her. There are other women. They might not be as cute. They might not be as funny or as smart. But if they bring you peace, how valuable is that? I'd say it's extremely valuable.
Okay, Bain said, yeah, don't listen too much what she says. Watch what she does always.
Pay attention to how she behaves. Pay attention to what she does.
Biara's, Mr. Ray's response to Biara, I just came out of a situation where a lady could not control her emotions and physically abusive.
Right.
Hence my cameras now.
Sometimes you need to do that. But look, I mean, in a situation like that, how many times does somebody need to put hands on you before you realize that she's going to keep doing that, especially because you can't fight back. And she realizes you can't fight back. So again, taking advantage of a situation. And I mean, the cameras are cool, but you just got to get out of that situation. And the problem is, as men, nobody wants to hear, you can go to the police, but the police are going to laugh at you. Oh, you can't control your woman. You're not strong enough. You're not tough enough. They're going to laugh at you until you put hands on her. Then it's not a laughing matter anymore. But you can't control your women. I mean, the best thing to do, it's a two-edged sword, and it's a huge double standard. The best thing you can do is leave that situation.
Sunshine Shoulders, hello.
What's going on, Calvin?
Yeah, hot pants syndrome causes men more problems than anything else. As soon as we get off the plane, we're jumping up and down. In some women, it's proven that lost clouds are.
It does. It absolutely does. It's hard. It's easy to say a whole bunch of stuff when you're not in the situation. You should do this. You should have done that. It's so easy to say that. But what do you do when you're in that situation if you're not prepared, if you don't know? And that's another reason why I'm so glad we chose to have this live stream and talk about it. Because again, I'm telling you, there is more to that situation than met the eye. But I appreciate your comment, Calvin. Appreciate you.
Okay.
And hey, are we going to get this weather in, bro? So we could do this meet and greet?
No.
Yeah.
See, it keeps raining here in Manila.
Right.
All right. So, okay. Philip Palato said, yes, walk away and breathe in your good terms.
How valuable is your peace? That's my question. How much does your peace and how much does your freedom mean to you?
Okay, so here we get a lot of comments from the phone earlier, so I think we can scroll down.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so okay, so
okay, so that's from earlier.
Right?
Okay.
Derek said bye, Felicia.
Exactly, right.
Okay, so Luca said silence and space work when I feel the discussion is about to get heated. Give some space till cooler head prevails.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Bain. Okay, Bain, you know this always sorted and ironed out with standards and vetting.
Right. Just and you can vet all you want to, and maybe it's situations, things happen, but vetting will certainly help, and it may not eliminate it completely, but it will definitely lower the chances of you getting into situations like this.
And also, just want to point out standards. You have to set some. If it happened once, and then from that time on, you need to set some clear boundaries and expectations so that it won't happen again.
You know what? If it happened once, you know what you need to do? you need to leave her, because it's likely to happen again. Right? What do women say about a man that hits you? What do women say always about if he hits you once? What? How do you finish that? He'll probably do it again, right? Ain't that what they say? He'll probably do it again. How come that doesn't apply to women? It applies to women too. If she hits you once, if she put hands on you once, and because you can't react, you can't do anything back, she'll likely do it again. She'll escalate it the next time, and she'll escalate it even more. Right? You need a shower.
No, I don't know. Something's biting.
You got fleas, man. I know you don't really have fleas. It's a joke,
I know.
but you still need to do something.
Something's biting me. I just
Right.
don't know. Okay, so
all
right. So Jay said, bring a third party as witness, so at least you have some sort of backup.
Exactly.
But if you're, make sure that third party witness will be siding you.
Exactly.
Because if you get a Filipino beside her, then you'll be in big trouble.
Right.
Okay, so Biera said, I have to check and
ask about the laws.
Yes.
Anytime you go to a foreign country, you need to ask about the laws. You need to educate yourself and understand the laws in that foreign country.
Okay,
right?
So Mike P, hello. Thank you for joining us, Mike. No jail or prison is good, especially if you're a foreigner in a jail or prison in another country. Watch the movie which came out in the 70s titled The Midnight Express about an American in prison.
Right. Old school movie, but very good movie, actually. I keep saying this ad nauseum. How valuable is your freedom? I have a hard time believing that anybody, if none of us, I still haven't seen anybody here that said they would stay in prison, right? So what does that tell you about the story you heard? This man stayed in prison when he could have negotiated a settlement, but he chose to stay in prison for 3+ years. Something ain't right. Something ain't right with that story.
Okay, so let's scroll down.
Yeah. And we got about 19 more minutes on this live stream.
We do?
Yeah. About 19 more minutes on this live stream.
Okay.
See if we can get through the comments. Call in, give us your take. If you just jumped in, call in, give us your take.
Is that
No, it's work.
Okay.
Okay. And Jesse Moore said,
you have 3 times before I call the cops to have you removed.
Right. It needs to be pretty quick. And I think the thing is, if you're a foreigner, if it's me, I would really, really try to do everything I could before I call the cops, because now she is going to lose face. She's definitely going to lose face. If a foreigner calls the cops on a local woman, she is going to lose a lot of face, and especially to have her escorted from the premises, she's going to lose a lot of face, and she's going to look like it's not going to look good for her. But vet carefully, and hopefully you won't have to do that. Okay. Frank Ellis said 3 strikes and you're out. Do you give 3 strikes, Frank? I don't know. Does it take 3? Does it take 3 times? I don't know.
The Black Box said, I never had to yell or raise my voice in any of my relationship in that situation. If you're living in a condo, have security remove her, and if you're worried, set up cameras to watch the condo.
Exactly. Right. Okay, that's a good point. Very good point.
So Obi-Wan said, the second time it happened, I'd be done and call security escort.
Boom.
So it would have. So I would have a witness.
Right. That's why Obi-Wan. That's why for me, that's why only my name is on the lease. That's only my name. Because you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself when you're here. No. You have to protect yourself, gentlemen. When you go to any foreign country, not the Philippines, but any foreign country, and you get involved with a local woman in that country, you better understand the laws, and you better understand this. They are not going to go in your favor. Okay. And Vieira said it great. We're guests in another country. You have to adhere to their laws, right?
Okay, so Mr. Ray said, when I was there in May, I had to ask a young lady to exit.
Sometimes you have to. And it sucks because you don't want to, but sometimes if people behave a certain way that's intolerable, you need to ask them to leave.
Philip Palato said, the quality of love is to understand yourself, and to validate yourself is to be able to respect your boundaries.
I totally agree. And Philip Palato, by the way, If that's you in the picture, look at you all yoked out, brother.
Show them guns.
Showing off those guns, right? Right. All right. Black Box said, "There's always a way to handle stressful situations." Yes, and I think, and I'm going to reiterate that the best way, in my opinion, is to leave that situation, is to get out of that situation, because you don't know you don't know what she could say, what she might say that you did or you said. So the best way to avoid any of that is to just leave. Okay. And by the way, what's up, Jesse from the Bay?
Okay, official EJ Wade said, "You might as well stay in America than put up with this." Oh, okay, we read that comment earlier.
Did we?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So the black box said tension. Okay, first time.
I think he was talking about us.
Yeah, there.
And
I'll
DG
just
said
keep
first
quiet.
time is the only time, right? And so for DG, for some men, you only need one time. And I agree. I totally agree. Okay.
David Ayote, welcome to our live stream. Welcome to Rich Rich Abroad. It's all a scam. Please don't go there. Stay where you come from and you save your money.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll take one more call and maybe another call after this. This looks like Mr. Ray is on the phone. Hold on a quick second. And Ray, what you got for this? What you got for this conversation, brother?
Hello?
Ray, you there?
Yes.
Okay. What you got for us, brother?
Well, I wanted to make clear I wasn't getting beat on. I don't want you guys to think that.
Right. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So sometimes those signs come out later in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say I started out in Indiana with a young lady,
Mm-hmm.
and it happened to go into Pennsylvania. Once we moved in together,
Mm-hmm.
that's when everything started coming out. And
Right.
I didn't realize that she was basically emotionally unstable.
Right.
So
They
I
can hide
experienced
it.
the acting out
Mm-hmm.
and the showing out.
Right.
That's why now, living alone, I have cameras, man, to protect myself.
And it's not a bad thing.
And
It's not a bad thing at all.
so I just wanted to say that and say hello to you guys. Thanks for the show tonight.
What's up, brother? I'm glad you called in and looking forward to you coming back. We had a good time last time, but it was too short. So we'll do it again next time. But real quick, I want to ask you a question. The first thing you said was, I want to make it clear that I wasn't getting beat on. Why? I just want to ask you a really poignant question. Why did you feel the need to say that?
Oh, because you said earlier the things we do for love, that what we'll put up with.
Right.
And
right.
That's what I was just trying to.
Right.
I can't think of exactly how you put it, but
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks for the call, brother. And
thank you, Ray.
And you know my number, so you can always get at me whenever you want.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Ray.
Okay. And I want to say this. The reason I asked Ray that question is because I think there's a lot of men, they feel embarrassed to be in that situation, especially if there's a woman that puts hands on them or something like that. A lot of men will feel embarrassed. They don't want to go to the police because you kind of get laughed at. The police kind of punk you. Like, you can't handle your situation. You can't handle your woman. You don't have control over your household. And a lot of men feel embarrassed. So they won't report a lot of abuse from women, from their own women. They just won't say anything. Okay. All right, we'll take one last call, and let's take this call. All right, and bing, bing, boom. And all right, who's on the phones? Richie Rich and Ching on the line.
It's Morris again.
All right,
Hey,
Morris, what you got, brother?
Just quickly, there was a case. This is 2005. I think 2003 or late 2000 or early 2004. A guy called. I can't remember where it was. I know it was on the East Coast. Guy called the police about his girl harassing him because he was separating. Right? And just like you said, Rich, the police says, "Well, sir, you need to handle the business." It was his house.
Right.
He says, "I need you to come and get her to leave." right? Her mom and everything was staying there. The police didn't come.
Right.
He called 3 times. At the end of the night, he unalived the mom, the girl, and the child.
Yeah. That, I mean, and
so it's serious.
And hopefully it would never come to that. I mean, I hope nobody here ever gets in a situation like that. But your point is well taken, Morris, is that a lot of times the police look down on you like you're a punk. Like you can't handle your own woman. And they will make fun of you. They will tell jokes and crack jokes about you because you have your own woman putting hands on you, right? Or being emotionally abusive. All the same stuff that if you do to her, she's protected. But if she does it to you, no consequence whatsoever. None. So great point. Much appreciated, Morris. I appreciate you adding that to the conversation. All right.
Okay. So I think we're down to our last few comments.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Nap said, sorry, Rich, the guy will end up in jail if he cuts her off from the home she's been living in without providing her with assistances. Throwing her out on the street while living together is an issue.
And look, and if you heard me earlier, Naps, I said give her some money. If you need to kick her out of the house, if you need to remove her from your house, give her some money so that she can exit peacefully, so that she got a place to go and money to spend, because it's worth it. It's worth it. Just give her some money so that she can take care of herself, especially if she quit her job and started living with you and all that stuff. That's why I tell dudes, don't do that. Let her work. Make sure she works so she can have her own money. But look, just to end everything peacefully, if you need to give her money, give her money to go somewhere so that she can go somewhere and have a place to stay. Do not throw her out in the street, because if you thought she was scorned already, imagine how she's going to feel if you threw her out on the street and she loses face like that. Imagine how she's going to feel. So absolutely, I agree with you, Naps. Don't throw anybody out on the street, especially literally. But if you need to end the relationship, do it as peacefully and as amicable as possible. Right? Real quick, Christopher Michael.
Yeah, we acknowledge that.
We did that? Okay. Yes. All right. Get your hat and coat. And DG said, get your hat, coat, and leave. Frank Ellis says, is it true you can get locked up for arguing with your Filipino girlfriend? Frank, it depends on the context of your argument. It does. It's true to a point, but it's not just for having an argument. It depends on what you said, how it was said. Are you threatening her? Are you intimidating her? Are you breaking stuff? Are you throwing stuff? It depends on how the argument went down, not just for having a simple argument, Frank. And that's the whole point of this whole live stream, is that I'm very, very sure that there is a lot that was left out of the story. Right. All right. So we'll get a few more. BRS said, in my experience, Filipinos over 40 can be very tricky. It reminds me of my ex-Western wife. Okay. DG said, get your hat, coat, and leave. Young Fresh said, what is the call-in number, bruh?
I think he called already.
Okay,
earlier,
Young Fresh. Yeah, is that we're that far behind?
Yes.
Okay, goodness.
We are.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Luca.
Okay.
So Luca said, it's not only women who do love drama. Some men are into it too. So if your ex-pot husband gets riled up or embarrass you in public, leave the situation and wait till you get home and talk about it.
Absolutely. And Luca, and again, I said this earlier, but there's some dudes that say, oh, she's a bad woman. She's bad. Like she's got some sass to her. If you think that, then you can understand that if she's sassy and she's bad, quote unquote, under normal situations and circumstances, imagine what she's going to be like when things go south and when things aren't so good. She's going to show you how bad she is. So vet carefully. And Luca, that's great advice for women. If your expat husband or boyfriend gets you riled up or embarrasses you in public, and I hope he doesn't after this video, leave that situation. Absolutely leave that situation and wait till you get home to talk about it. Why have an argument in public and embarrass yourself and or your partner? So I absolutely agree with you, Luca. All right.
All right.
Apparently a lot of people agree with Luca on that.
Okay.
Right?
So Frank official EJ Wade.
But did you get 3 years? No. And again, I challenge anybody to come on here and tell me that they would have stayed in jail for 3 years instead of negotiating a settlement. I don't think anybody is going to say they would. And that's what tells me that something is not right with this story.
Okay,
Right?
Frank Ellis said some people like toxic
Exactly.
relationships. Anybody seen the War of the Roses?
I have, and that's a great point. Some people like that. Some people like that. They thrive on the toxicity. It gets all their what do you call it? What's the D word? Their emotions. Their
Emotional damage.
no, it'll pop in my mind. But makes them feel alive. They're adrenaline, but there's another word. They're not. Yeah, there's some what it starts with a D.
D or O? Oxytocin?
Not but what's the other one?
Dopamine.
It gives them a dopamine rise, right? Yeah, they feel alive. They love the toxicity. But when you meet a woman like that, why would you stay with a woman like that unless you feel like you don't deserve to be with someone better? And if you're like that, then you should stay alone. Stay single, pay to play, and just keep it pushing, right? All right. Tiger Ronnie said you have to watch yourself the world over. You do. Understand the rules and the laws where you're at. Adam or Eve, leave. I
you
like
want me
that.
to say her?
Immutable. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, we've done this a few times now.
Uh-huh.
Hey, my first rodeo. Right. All right. Right. Black Box said it's worse in New York State. Probably is. Right. But at least in New York, it comes. You can't just argue. You would have to put hands on her or something like that, and then you would go to jail. But over here, the laws are different. The laws are very strong and they're made to protect the women. Okay. And I respect that. I got mad respect for that. Right?
Okay, so Cliff TV. Hi, Rich and Cheng. Hi, Cliff. Watching a show from McDonald's in Malibu at all places.
Oh, love Malibu. Damn. Life must be good, Cliff. Okay. Let's see. Herman said, I'll call BS on your last caller. He's not from New York. Caller. Okay. He's not from New York or from America. He sounds Jamaican. But hold on though. Hold on. But I hear you, Herman. But he can be living in New York and be Jamaican, just like he can be living in New York and be Puerto Rican. So I disagree with you. In fact, I disagree because I know that he's from New York. He didn't say he's an American citizen or that he's naturalized. He said he's from New York, which means he lives there. And I know for a fact he does live in New York, Herman. So so in his defense, I know that for a fact he does live in New York.
Okay, Luca. Totally agree with Tiger Ronnie. It's not just the Filipinos.
Yes.
It happens to men and women who just can't control their emotions.
Absolutely. And either way, if you get in a situation and your partner can't control their emotions, you need to leave that situation again, if not permanently, for sure, temporarily.
The Black Box said, I watched a channel Beyond the Sea. He defended the Philippines by using averages, and you're in a better position than
I would agree. I would agree. It shouldn't happen, and don't put yourself in this kind of situation. It shouldn't happen. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. He's
Rick.
quick. He's
Yeah,
quick, man.
I know.
Yeah, he's quick.
Bain said, but the law is not balanced and heavily biased. So
Absolutely.
what the dude on the call saying about women in general can do it to you, but the laws in the Philippines is like a playground for the women.
But would you agree, Bain, that the laws should protect the citizens of their own country, right? And that's what they're doing. I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent, whether we agree or disagree. They're protecting Filipinas. And when it comes to a foreigner versus Filipinas, the laws say, hey, we're going to look after our own people. And I don't have a problem with that. I have no problem with that at all. But if you understand that and you can recognize that, then understand that in your relationship that you might need to get out of that situation, at least temporarily. Okay? All right. Totally Frank says, I'm happily single because of that drama. I hear you, Totally Frank. I can't argue with you, brother. Right?
Okay.
Clint P said, if you can have 2 things from a man only, what would you choose for a lifetime? Maybe 3. Okay, I would love maybe that we need to use that for another topic, Clint, in our next live stream because we're running out of time here. I want to get to these comments. Luca said,
if you argue anywhere now in public, there'll be strangers
For
taking
sure.
videos of you. Yeah.
Absolutely, Luca. That's such a great point. People are hypersensitive because of the stupid Vitaly thing. Vitaly made people so sensitive here about how Filipinos are being treated, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Nobody wants to be made a fool of. Nobody. So you better be very cautious and aware of the situation that's going on, right? All right. Next.
This ain't the big boss said this ain't quantum theory. Watch your butt and your back.
Absolutely. Yeah. We ain't building rockets here. It's simple, right?
So Mr. said women always tells us we better call Tyrone, but instead Tyrone called us.
I love that. Love that. All right. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah. So Mr. Ray said, Mr. you know, I'm still wearing those shirts you recommended, right? Thanks for the recommendation.
Oh, cool. All right.
So DG said, you better call Tyrone messing with us.
Right? I love it. I love it. All right.
All right.
Let's see.
So
all right. And let's see if we can get to the last of these comments.
Everyone, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already.
Definitely.
And don't forget that we just recently uploaded a video yesterday. Yesterday. Yeah. And then if you haven't watched that, please do. And please don't forget to drop a comment and share us your thoughts.
Much appreciated. Okay. Well, I think we're almost at the end of our comments.
I don't think so.
We are.
Okay. Chris said, if you have a breakup, please leave that island or promise. Do not go to the barangay. Just get your stuff.
Go somewhere else.
Okay. So the Black Fox said, also, there's no jury in the Philippines. Everything is handled by the judge. No peers.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And if you think that judge is going to side with you, you are sadly mistaken.
Okay. So they're just now chiming into your question earlier. If you're going to pay that. I told you we're way behind.
And Slick Rick said, I'll pay the hush money. Yeah, pay the money for your freedom. Seriously, come on, man. Right.
Black Box, I could have said Tyrone Bigum.
You don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Dave Chappelle.
Okay. All right. So VAUC, or violence against women and children, laws in the Philippines are a little scary.
They are, but they're made to protect the local women here, and I'm not mad at that. But understand the laws.
I think it's
children.
Yeah, I think it's made because there are a lot of reported domestic violence by a lot of Filipino men to Filipino women.
Understood, but again, that would be between Filipino men and women. But understand this: if it's between a foreign man and a Filipino woman, understand that nothing is going to be on your side. Nothing.
And they also had this juvenile law. Like now they're trying to amend the law about juvenile because there are a lot of crimes committed by minors now. So Mr. Ray said most foreigners have not had 20K in their life either.
Right. And I would agree with that, but I would go back and I would also say, Mr. Ray, look, if it's about your freedom, look, she will take payments or installments, as Ching calls it. She'll take some installments because she's set up for a long time to come, right? You think she's not going to accept installments? She has to have a lump sum? No, we're talking about people, a lot of people who are destitute or who are impoverished. You don't think they would take 20,000 in installments or 25K in installments? Absolutely they would. Absolutely.
Because it will,
it's
like receiving a pension.
Yeah, it's like she suddenly got a pension now, right? Right, exactly. Okay, so we're scrolling.
Okay, Luca. Okay, so
Jacques
said I would definitely
I'd pay the money, absolutely.
Okay, Luca said, yes, if you're the expat and you want to settle through monetary means, just make sure that your name will not be in the immigration list of aliens with derogatory record.
Right, exactly. But here's the thing, you can't make sure of that, Luca, because if the government considers you to be someone who is what's the phrase again?
Persona non grata.
Someone who is undesirable, there's not much you can do about it after that.
Persona non grata.
Yeah, exactly. Cliff TV said, pay the money and bounce. I hear you, bro. Right?
So, okay. So Jacques said, in the U.S., you could easily spend $10,000 in legal fees
quickly,
in
bro.
A very little time.
You could spend that on. You could get me on retainer, and we could spend that in less than 24 hours, bro. Easily, just filing paperwork, easily, very quickly.
Okay, so Raymond said yes, but if you settle the case, would Philippine force you to leave the country?
They might force you to leave the country regardless. Regardless of he, again, if you watch the video, the dude said the least, though, in the best case scenario, he's going to be deported. That's the best case scenario for him, because now he's considered undesirable. So that's going to happen regardless. But again, would you rather be in jail for 3 years instead? I don't.
Pay.
Yeah, come on. I don't think so, right?
Okay, so Slick Rick is everyone's brother from another
That's
mother.
my dude.
Yeah.
That's my
So
dude.
Bane said, "I'll give her a Jollibee to settle the case and chuck in an extra wing or two.
Throw in,
or give some.
Chuck in means throw in.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
right. And look, if you're gonna do that, start with the mango peach pies, bro. That might get her. That might get her. Okay.
Okay, Tom Tin, hello.
What's up, Tom Tin? What's going on, brother?
Live stream. I've seen it in our comments, but I
Me
haven't
too.
seen in the live stream. So I am not spending time in any country's jail, much less a Philippine jail. I especially would spend money if there was something I said that added fuel to an already bought car.
Absolutely. Calm her down. Let her give her. How? Come on, your freedom's not that valuable to get. Not worth $25,000. You can negotiate that, and if you can't, stop, dude. 3 years in jail versus $25,000. Stop it. Yeah.
Plus a record.
Easy. Yeah.
On your
Plus it's on your
Interpol.
Interpol record. Plus you're listed as undesirable. Stop it. Easy. It's an easy decision. That is a literal no-brainer.
Okay, so R68 said, "Pay for your stupidity, tuck your tail,
Right.
and run."
I never learned a lesson that didn't cost me money. Right. All right.
Okay, so Jacques said,
We're getting
"Even
there.
at 57, I'm still much too handsome for
That's
prison."
I look. Yeah, Jock. I'm with you, brother. I look too good to be in prison. You see this? Do you see this, man? People will want to go up in me. I'm
yeah,
cool,
you'll
bro.
be PDD.
Yeah, man. I'm cool, bro. People will want to go deep up in me like a champ. I ain't trying to have it. I'm not trying to have it, bro. No, thank you. No, thank you, bro. I already said I look like an ex-football player. You think? Stop. Those cats will hold me down and be deep up in me.
Yeah,
No.
you'll be having a line.
Yeah, exactly. No, you'll never hear me fart again. Yeah, you'll never hear me fart again. I'm cool, man. Okay. David 008 said, yeah, do what you're going to do to not be in jail as best as possible. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Black Box said you get 40 pesos a day for food. 30 pesos a day for food. That's a bowl of rice and water a day.
Yeah.
A day, right? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to the pokey. Slick Rick said I'm going to the pokey for nobody. Yeah, exactly. The pokey is another word for jail.
Okay. So Lucas said, if the expat and the accuser has settled amicably, the expat need to get the fudge out of there and move somewhere far away from his or her.
Get away from her. Yeah, just cut. There's the Philippines, 7,000 plus islands. Yeah, there's plenty of places for you to go.
And then there's also one thing that he noted, that he was trying to show off his new girlfriend. I don't know if that's true.
I mean, who knows? But it was supposed to be years, like over a year later, though, right after they had broke up. So, but you tell me, so a year later, she's just gonna say, "Huh, you got your new girlfriend?" Something. There was more. There was more.
Maybe you know, there's more to it. Maybe he's just trying to see. I can do.
Right. He did something to Ralph. He did something. He did something. There's more to this.
She's better
and he had to have done. And there had to be a pattern of him doing something. He did something. There's more to this story. So anyway.
Okay, so Jack said,
Clint P said.
Okay, Clint P said, y'all don't have a jury there.
No jury.
The judge decides your case.
No
yes,
jury.
No jury. So Jack said, the people can think whatever they want. I'm a freedom forward type of guy.
You and me both, brother. You and me both. Okay. Period.
So I know Mr. would say that because I said it too. How would we get a hold of $50,000 if you know a way? I need it right now.
But that's my whole thing. Like, Mr. Even if you're on a pension, a lot of cats are here on a pension or whatever, give her part of your pension, bro. Again, she said, look, if your pension is $3,000, right? You give her $1,000. She's set up for life, bro. For $1,000 a month for 50 months. So for 4 years, she gets $1,000 a month. You think that's gold to a lot of women here in the Philippines. $1,000 a month.
Oh, grabe.
Yes, exactly.
That's
Exactly. That's it. You ain't willing to do that for your freedom? Stop. Yeah, quit. Miss me with all of that. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we think the same, just as good, if not better. So check their.
So check her out too. I know. Right.
Okay, so we're so far behind. So Robert Chavez, hello, thank you for joining our live stream.
Thank you, Robert.
You all always are great. Always a pleasure to be here and listen in. Thank you so
much.
much.
Appreciated. We're trying to get through these comments real quick.
Chris MB said you're already convinced in the Chismosa court and it's faster than light. Pay the fee and book your ticket.
And get out. And get out.
All right. So Slick Rick, I've been here listening. Okay. So the black box said, well, I never worry about that because I'm that guy from that song Desperado.
It just don't
so
let it
I
happen
don't
to you.
think it would happen to me.
Absolutely.
So Bain said, guys have some travel insurance that covers legal fees and some cover up to 1 million, etc.
How about that?
I didn't know.
How about that? Okay.
Okay. So okay. Bain said that insurance would rather pay a settlement than run game in court so that insurance pockets are not hurting.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Frank said if she was anything like my ex-wife, I would
totally
stay.
Frank.
Okay. Yeah, we have several Franks. My bad. I must be totally Frank said if she was anything like my ex-wife, I would stay in jail for life before I settle.
All right. Jeff jumped in. What's up, Jeff?
Yes. Hello, Jeff.
Right.
All right. So what's the story?
He's caught up on it by now.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. No, because they caught him up in the
Hello,
comments.
Troy. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We're just going to shout out some people here.
Yeah,
that
we're catching up, you guys. So we're a little bit behind in the comments, right?
So behind.
All
right. So
Totally
Frank said, Slick Rick, I've been single since 2003 and I am planning on staying single when I get to the Philippines. I'm that stubborn.
Sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's just better that way. Right. So all right. So
Jacques said
well, hold on. So Slick Rick said, I'm the same way, bro. I've been single since 2005. I understand, y'all. I definitely understand, right? Paul Simon said, sorry.
Jacques Payne said, as Paul Simon sang, there must be 50 ways to leave
50 ways to leave it. Right. Almost sang. Okay. All right. Yeah. Max flexibility. Absolutely. If you look, $1,000 a month, I promise you, if you tell a Filipino who is impoverished, who doesn't have a job or whatever, even if she has a job, you say, I'm willing to settle this and give you $1,000 a month for I'll give you 25,000. Right. So for 2.5 years, she gets $1,000 a month. I promise you, she is not going to have a problem accepting that settlement. Most of them will not have a problem. You disagree?
I don't disagree.
Okay. I'm just asking.
Gosh, because it's not a lot of women earn $1,000 a month.
My point exactly. And she is set up. She is set up. And suddenly everybody going to be borrowing money from her. Right?
She's now wealthy.
DG, thank you, DG. We appreciate you. We definitely appreciate your super chat. Much appreciated, brother.
Okay. Paul Godwin. Hello. Thank you for joining us. 50 ways to leave your lover. Just slip out the back.
Yeah, make new plans, Stan. Exactly.
I have to search that.
Yeah, it's a song. It's a song, right? Okay.
So Scott Flaherty, thank you for joining us. Welcome to Rich Abroad. Most men, while watching their favorite sports team lose, are not logical. Men are just as crazy as women.
I got to be honest with you. First of all, fan is short for fanatic. So when you're rooting for your favorite team, I just think that's a different deal. I mean, there's a slight emotional thing, but what happens if you're a grown ass man and your team loses? If you get emotional, there's something wrong with you. I mean, if you get emotional and you're upset and you're pissed off, you really need to reevaluate what's going on in your life. If that's the most important thing going on. I'm a huge 49ers fan, me and Slick Rick, huge 49er fan, huge Giants fan. But if the Giants lose today, we'll get them tomorrow. If the 49ers lose today, we'll get them next week. If you're that distraught over something like that you have zero control over, you might need to reevaluate what's going on in your life. That's what I would say when it comes to that. Okay. Jeff said, right?
Bain, better Jeff said to Bain, better to look for and befriend a male friend out there and partner up with them after vetting them for a while. Remember, some men are okay. Biatch as made as well.
Exactly. Roger that. Roger
All
that.
right. So Cliff TV said this channel is just like crack. It's addicting.
We love that. We love that.
We'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah, it's a good thing to be addicted to it. And we appreciate your super chat, brother.
Thank you.
Right?
Jacques said, yes, I agree. Straight Joe Friday, just facts, ma'am.
TV show.
Okay. Thank you. I need to.
No, but but I now you're kind of getting what I've been telling you for a long. It's a big deal to us. That's how we all relate to each other. Through TV, through songs, through music, through movies.
Yeah,
that's how we all relate to each other.
We also do that in the Philippines, but of course, just like you, I can't relate to American culture. You can't relate to Philippine culture as well when we talk. Like we throw in movie lines too.
Right.
But anyway, Clint P said, I'm sorry, it
could be mine.
Sorry, honey. Derek Greenwade said, Paul Godwin, love the drums on that cut Steve cap.
Right.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Clint P said she couldn't find another to put her up at the same financial level, and she asked him to help, and he said no, my scenario only one.
Okay.
Okay.
Only. That's not a one, that's an exclamation mark.
Ay, my bad. Only.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my scenario only. Okay. It happens. I would strongly say that I seriously doubt if a woman is trying to extort you, even if it's legal extortion, like David, the attorney David said, there is legal extortion. It is what it is. It's allowed. But we'll call it a settlement, whatever. But she is going to accept, even if you don't have $50,000 cash. Not a whole bunch of people do. But if you're telling me you don't think she's willing to accept $1,000 a month in cash for the next 2.5 years, you're crazy. You're crazy. Okay. All right.
Okay. So Totally Frank said he bought fans for other inmates for his protection. He is still getting his monthly pension. He is in a small city jail.
Right.
Okay. So David said maybe the family is pushing her to do this for money.
Who knows? I don't want to assume anything, and I don't want to.
There are a lot of other things that we don't know.
I'd just rather deal with the facts, but it could be. You never know.
Okay. So Jeff said, Rich, if or when something happens there, you have my number. Please let me know, and I will make another donation to the cause. If any emergencies pop before then, let me know.
Much appreciated, Jeff. We always appreciate you. And not just for donating, but just for being someone who has supported us for a long time. I always want to shout out people who have supported us on our channel for a long time, just for being in the comments, because and helping our channel to grow. But we always appreciate your donation, and that's a fact.
You know what? Liking, commenting,
absolutely,
and watching our videos all throughout
for a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah,
we're very appreciative of what you do.
And anytime anybody here, you're welcome to donate or to Rich Abroad anytime. And as I said before, I guarantee you the money will always go to something good, whether it's improving our studio to make better videos or going to charities so that we can donate and to tornado victims or people who are less fortunate. It will always go to something good.
Yeah. Okay. So Chris said, thank you for the super chat, Chris, first of all.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Did you all get the 24-hour chicken? Sorry, but my super chat is for the Contest Bakery Manila this time. Get the mango cake. Appreciate you guys' work. Okay. So Chris, I think I'll be getting 24 chicken, the Jack Daniel's chicken. I'll get that for Rich. And then the Contest Bakery, I think I have Rich have a taste test of that previously, but I'll get it again. Thank you for that.
I've never had that before.
You've had that?
She's slipping.
I've had that during one of the birthdays in my family.
Have I had it?
Yeah.
Have I had
you,
it?
You had it before.
Okay. My bad.
Okay.
All right. We're getting to the bottom. All right.
Okay.
All right. Mr. said no straight man. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is gonna call me hot, right? Nobody in our comments is gonna say, "Oh, Rich, you look hot," right? I would say thanks,
Because
then, yeah.
I'm just curious because I often
But
call
it's
you.
but dude wasn't saying. I mean, just to be
Yeah.
clear, he wasn't saying I look hot.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
paying me a man's compliment, is what he was saying, right?
Yeah.
And that's how
Yeah,
it should be done, right?
Nah, I don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. That was just a question that I
Right.
want to raise. If do
Yeah.
men call other men
No,
hot?
we don't rock like that.
Because
We
I
don't-
always
yeah.
say, honey, you look hot.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right. Well, but you're a woman too,
Yeah.
right? Which I appreciate. But you're a woman. That's how you're supposed to say it. But
Hmm.
we don't get down like that, calling other men hot, right? Yeah. Anyway, Jacques Payne said, "False allegations. It happens around the world. It is not just the Philippines." And Jacques, I'm so happy that people are keep pointing that out, because it's important to point that out.
Okay, Bain said mango cake is the one, the orange jelly stuff in the inside. Am I right? Yes,
Yes.
it's called
Yes,
Mango
brother.
Bravo.
Yes.
So at Conti's Bakery, I'm gonna get you one.
Okay. All right. We need to go because your stomach is growling and I'm hungry as a I'm hungry. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Jeff Goldberg said, fellas, master yourself, master your emotions, learn to vet women well.
Read it slow because I think it needs to sink in to the gentleman who are listening, right? Please read it slowly. Thank you.
Fellas, master yourself, master your emotions, learn to vet women well, let yourself be your goal, and only invite a woman who complements your life into it. Don't fight, just leave if not worth it.
Boom. Thank you. Thank Jeff. Easily a great comment. Easily great. Okay.
Jeff Black Box said, my decision to go to the Philippines remains the same. I'll be there.
We'll see you when you get here, brother.
And Commandant.
What's up, Commandant?
Thank you for joining us. It's not the girls that I'm concerned about. It's the VAUC laws that favor women and children with no due process.
That's why we have this video, or that's why we're doing this live stream, to make sure, to help men to make sure to not get themselves in those kind of situations.
Wow, this is a long live stream.
It is. We're almost done.
Yeah. Stephen McCardo.
Stevie Mac, what's going on, bro? From South Carolina.
From South Carolina.
What's going on, Stevie Mac? Glad to have you in here. Okay.
Okay. So Jeff Goldburn said, Slick Rick, finished my wine, trying to get back on track. I hope to climb and master ready for what comes next. I'm tired of not being able to breathe. Asking all of faith to pray for me.
Jeff, guaranteed you will have a prayer from me.
Prayers assured, Jeff.
Guaranteed. We're praying for a few people these days.
Yes.
But guaranteed we will add you to the prayers, bro.
Yes,
sure.
yes. Please be always well and safe.
Absolutely.
So Clint P, I'm also seeing a hint of her keep asking for money, him saying words out loud in maybe public or text to get him to the okay, I got you stage. Maybe that's
could be.
What's that? Entrapment.
Could be. Again, I don't want to make any kind of assumptions. Yeah, I don't want to assume anything. I just would rather deal with the facts. But the whole point is there's a lot that went on that I think we don't know about.
Okay, Commandant said a woman can go to jail in Dubai for yelling at a man in public.
As well she should. As well she should. And vice versa.
Yeah. Okay. So Slick Rick said, Jeff G, my thoughts and prayers to you, brother.
Absolutely. And ours as well.
Yeah. So Jeff said all that. Slick Rick said doesn't cost you a thing and really helps out the channel. Please support the creator content you enjoy.
Right.
Thank you.
And Jeff, I think this is I just want to say this, Jeff. I'm reading the comments here, and it's a shout out to you because to me, I think it speaks to a guy's character when people recognize you as somebody as a quality person or somebody with as a quality person, and people, you can see how the people feel about you. So I think the comments speak for themselves.
Thank you so much. So Raymond Walker said the Russian vlogger really put foreigners in a bad light and put what's that? BI alert on alert. You need to keep your head down and be patient always.
Yes, he really did. He really did. He made things worse for all of us. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
He made things a lot worse for all of us.
All right. So Stephen McCardle said the Philippines is very low-key and the Philippines aren't going to appreciate someone who brings disruption and chaos with them from another country.
Absolutely. Don't come over here embarrassing people, being loud, being argumentative. Don't do it. It's not cool. You wouldn't want somebody to do it in your own country. So treat the people with respect here.
Okay. So Jeff said the audio is great tonight. By the way, in case nobody let you know, last live I was able to make Cheng was really difficult to hear, but tonight is great. Thank you
we
so
did
much.
we did a couple of things to the audio, and hopefully it's better. But
Mhm.
we're going to do a couple of things to the visual, and we're going to change the studio up in just a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. So next week you guys will see a change in the studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Raymond said 10 million pesos. Okay, so that may be a clarification from an earlier comment.
Mhm.
Okay, so Commandant said, she said, clap me, and he thought she said, slap and oblige her.
You get it? Clap
Yeah,
the cheeks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Jeff said, you have to get to the place where you realize that you are the prize and won't settle. Allow yourself to compromise for less and what you deserve.
And I think that's important. I think as a man, you have to have the confidence and competence to understand to, number one, choose the right person, vet carefully, choose the right person. But if she's not the right person, then be willing to leave her. Have the confidence that you can find another, that you will meet and find another woman, because you are wanted. You will be wanted by other women, and by other quality women. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. Right?
Okay, so addition to that, Jeff also said, remember the crucible you endured to forge you into what you are, while these women are just born with their worth. You are the prize and know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Boom.
Okay. All right. So Tony P is here.
What's up, Tony P? What's going on?
Uh,
Okay, well, all right. So we did that one.
Hello, Juggy.
Juggy's also in the house. What's going on, Tony
Thank
P?
you. Tony P said, in a new country, I work on relationships with the local police department or government before starting a relationship with the woman. It somewhat levels the playing field.
It'll help you. You know what, Tony P? I'll tell you this. I'll bring the security guards chicken, some snacks, desserts. I do that intermittently because in my mind, I think, at some point in time, I might need these cats. And it could be the difference in whether they say something good about me or bad about me. I don't know. But I'd rather try to get them on my side than have them say, you know what, he's a dirty, rotten bastard. Right. So, Juggy said, date Thailand, marry Filipinos. Ah, interesting. Okay.
Okay. Jeff Goldburn said, Tony P, good strategy, but most of those people probably won't be there if or when a problem happens, and most likely won't be in the courtroom as well. Mm-hmm. Best to master yourself, do react, and just leave.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, DG said, True Cheng, tell me once and don't be a broken record.
Boom.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Ray, I was literally just thinking about those shirts yesterday.
Okay.
I was wondering. Okay. Okay.
Them.
So Tiger on his said, Cheng, it must be one of those sweet eating bugs.
Yeah, they're chewing her up. She's got bug bites all nuts all upside her head from getting bit by bugs. So, all right. Okay. Wow.
I'm sorry, but
I think what?
We can't read all the comments, but we have to acknowledge.
We got to acknowledge the super chat. You guys, I apologize in advance. This has been a very good live stream, a long one, because we had a lot to cover, but we won't be able to get to all the comments. Let's try to get to some of the main comments.
So maybe Jeff.
So let's get to Jeff's comment.
All right. So Jeff said, I wouldn't give 3 strikes. One is enough for me to see the big red flag waving in the air. I would tell her, I'm going to go.
Go get whatever. I'm calm down.
Okay. And disappear from that woman's life.
Exactly. Okay. Right. And Tiger said, where are these people meeting these crazy Filipinas? I've only met great ones or one, right? I don't know. But again, I think a lot of men don't vet carefully. I think they want that bad woman, the woman who's, but exciting. They're getting, the one who's exciting, and they're getting excitement.
So they also want, for a woman, they want Pookie and Ray Ray.
They want a female Pookie or Ray Ray. Felicia? They want that bad, it's not Felicia.
What's that? No. What's a name for that? Sorry.
Well, they want a female Pookie or Ray Ray.
Female Pookie or Ray Ray.
That's what they're looking. They want that bad beat. And you guys know what I'm talking about, because we've all heard a dude say, "Oh, I got a bad B," right? And they want that. They like that, and that's what you get when you choose a bad B sometimes, right? All right, Tiger Ronnie dropped a very nice super chat. Thank you, Tiger.
Ronnie.
Keep up the good work. We will certainly do our best.
Okay,
All right.
so
Okay, let me see. Otherwise, just leaving with the next do the same.
oh, okay. Mr. Ray said, I want to ask Cheng, did she know a couple that has experienced that? Yes, locally. Okay. All right. So Leilani Dahao. Hello, welcome to our live stream.
Welcome, Leilani.
Welcome to Rich Abroad. Hello, watching from the Philippines. Someone recommended me this channel, and thank you.
Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We got a lot. Leilani, we love having women in the channel. I love getting a different point of view. We got a lot of guys, so having another point of view and getting from the woman's side is really good. Ching is only one woman, so we'd like to get as many as possible. So stay tuned and keep commenting. We love having you.
So if you're the friend of my cousin, no, shout out to my cousin because I told my cousin to recommend us to women.
All right.
Thank you. All right. So sorry.
Right. My father said it. I never learned a lesson that didn't cost me money. Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Laquay.
Okay. Let's see.
Laquay Rhodes is here also. Thank you.
Laquay, what's going on? Okay. Leilani had a comment.
Okay, Lailani said that's why emotional maturity is important. No matter how mad we are, we should never let our emotions stood out, especially in public.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So Jeff Goldburn said, my father was Jamaican, lived in New York for a great many years, and always kept this strong accent. Never got any easier to understand him.
Right. My uncle was like that too. My uncle was Jamaican, and he used to get upset with me because I used to ask. Huh? What? I mean, because it was difficult. His Jamaican accent was thick, and it was hard for me to understand him sometimes. Right?
Okay, John. Hello, welcome to our live stream. I need to look you up on my next trip to the Philippines.
Get at us. We always love having dinner or getting out with some subscribers. So definitely come check us out, John.
So, all right.
John Franklin
said, best advice, don't go to the Philippines in the first
place. I can't get with that. I think coming to the Philippines I've never had a problem yet. I've never had a problem, but I'm telling you, vet carefully. I don't care where you go. Vet carefully because the same thing can happen to you anywhere.
Mr. JB said, hello, Mr. JBiz.
What's up, Mr. JBiz?
Rich and Cheng, salute. Great live. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So
okay, sports takes. Okay.
Yes. Okay, Jeff Goldburn said, I think I just watched an old video of Rich jump scaring Cheng, just wondering if she ever got you back. No. No, I'm not really a prankster.
Yeah, I'm a prankster. And Jeff, just so you know, I've gotten her a multitude of times.
Just not recorded.
Just not on camera. Yeah. A multitude. And
I have no idea.
And the crazy thing is she still falls for it. That's the crazy thing. She still falls for him. So like, it feels me. My head would be on a swivel, but yeah.
No, I'm just too trusting.
Right. Tiger Ronnie said, when is Ching gonna do a live stream washing clothes, right? Right. And I'm gonna be in my G-string, and Ching's gonna be in her little or sleeping, right? Exactly.
No, it'll never happen.
It'll never happen. No bikinis, no thongs, no boobs popping out. No, nothing on this channel. If she does that, it'll be on somebody else's channel.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Right? You guys, thank you so much for this live stream. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. Whether you dropped a donation or not, the donations are always welcome and appreciated. But we appreciate you guys just for joining us, for coming in. A big boss at G-string. Yikes. Hey, man, my ass looked good. I mean, come on, man.
I can just imagine.
I know my ass sticking out, right? Scrubbing some clothes, right? No, man. It'll never happen on this channel. We appreciate you guys for dropping in, for participating in our live stream. We're sorry about the phone thing. Let us know in advance, but sometimes I guess the comments got backed up and we just didn't catch it in time. But we definitely appreciate you guys. If you called in, don't let it be the last time you call in. If you've never called in, let it be the first time you call in. Call in and hit us up. We love hearing the comments. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, we
got anything else?
Yes. We may agree or we may disagree, but at least we do it respectfully.
We'll always be respectful. Right? All right. Anything else? Is that it?
That's it.
All right, let's get you something to eat. All right. You guys, it's Richie Rich here for Richie Rich Abroad.
And this is Chang.
Deuces.
We're out. We have some new
Yeah,
videos,
and-
exciting videos.
Yeah, we got some really good videos coming up. And you about to take me where to get something to eat? Where?
Huh? 24 chicken.
24 chicken. Let's
And
go.
then I'll get your mango bravo.
Let's go. Let's go. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Deuces.